Selection of HD TVs. Head on down, eat a tasty meal, and have a cold beverage. Benchwarmers Pub and Grill, located on Depot Street, downtown LeGrand.
Listen up and listen in all the time to your favorite news talk station, Super Talk 1450 and 1490, the talk of Eastern Oregon. It's online streaming, available at supertalkradio.com. Whether smartphone, tablet, or computers, stream your Super Talk when and where you want it. Streaming on Super Talk Radio, sponsored by Nate Conklin State Farm Insurance, LeGrand. Let Nate Conklin and his team of highly trained professionals give you the peace of mind and value for all your insurance needs.
You want more local sports? Well, the LeGrand Observer and the Johnny Ballgame Show have you covered. I'm Ronald Bond, sports editor at the Observer, and I'll be joining the Johnny Ballgame Show Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. to discuss the local sports scene. It's the local sports report with Observer sports editor Ronald Bond. All the teams, all the sports, EOU, high school, you name it, we've got it. Wall-to-wall coverage. Wednesdays on the Johnny Ballgame Show at 5:30 p.m. Catch it.
Attention, Rip City. The Portland Trail Blazers are once again contending for a playoff spot in the Western Conference. Follow your favorite team every game on Super Talk Radio, 1450 AM in LeGrand and 1490 in Baker City. Stop missing the action and come pick up a free Blazers pocket schedule at Pacific Empire Radio in LeGrand on Cove Avenue. Trailblazers basketball on Super Talk Radio is brought to you in part by Dream Builders Contracting and LeGrand Auto Repair.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care. I ever get back, so let's root for the home team. They don't win, it's a shame. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
The Johnny Ballgame.
What's going on, Chuckleheads? Hopefully you had an amazing sports weekend. You are getting more ready for the madness that you've been so far this year. And welcome to what we hope is your favorite sports talk radio program. You got yourself the Johnny Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. Excited, beyond excited to have you with us. This is when it really does heat up. This is one of the best times of the year to be a sports fan. Championship week underway for college football. I'm sorry, college basketball. Let me not miss that one up. Championship week underway. You got this week, obviously, all the major tournaments, all the big-time teams are playing other big-time teams. That's why we love championship week, but also it's about the little guy. For me, Cinderella lives on championship week. Cinderella doesn't live at the NCAA tournament. It's great to have a Cinderella story there for the tournament where, last year Baltimore County beating UVA with the number 1 seed. But typically, no, dude. Typically, your Cinderella story begins this week, championship week, where all these one-shot deal tournaments, one-bid leagues, as they call them. When all these one-bid leagues get playing, all these teams know in all these conferences that, hey, this is our only chance to get in. I mean, we may have seen Belmont, a team that's now fighting for an at-large bid. They lost to John Morant and Murray State yesterday. I watched that game. But no, great time of year. And then can you believe I'm going to be talking on this show 1 week from today, okay? And we're going to be talking about the brackets. Your bracket is going to be in your pocket. You're walking around, you're talking with your geeky friends. Hey, what upsets do you have? Hey, which number 1 seed do you have losing first? We're in there. I love this time of year. So, yes, we're talking that. Obviously, on a no-guest Monday, buy or sell. Hour number 2, as we will always do, Who's Grumpy? Hour number 3, Ace Hardware finale. And I got a lot of good stuff I want to talk about. I want to talk about NFL free agency. Smacks hits you right in the face today. Already big names on the move. We got some college football in here. Like I said, buy or sell. We have some NBA. We have some college. We have some spring training. We have some New York Knicks owner, James Dolan. Akoko. We got some interesting stuff we're going to talk about today. So I'm excited you're with us. Eastern Oregon's only live and local sports talk radio program here on Super Talk Radio. That's KLBM and KBKR. Appreciate everybody listening throughout Union and Baker counties. And also, shout out to the folks on youtube.com/Johnny Ballgame Show, or anybody who's just tuned in streaming this program on my website, JohnnyBallGameShow.com. Another quick piece of housekeeping, and we're going to get this thing going today. We will be doing, once again, our Pepsi Bracket Challenge. We're going to do that through the ESPN.com site. So for the ESPN.com Tournament Challenge site, we will have our own Pepsi group. We want everybody to get in this because I got cool prizes, and it's free. Go when you sign up for the Tournament Challenge on ESPN, find the Johnny Ballgame Show group, Johnny Ballgame Show. And the password is Pepsi. Super duper easy. You'll hear that a lot coming up moving forward, but we will have our bracket challenge. And again, the brackets aren't out yet. Selection Sunday, this coming Sunday. Here we are, March 11th. I absolutely love it. Let's rock this place. Brought to you today, your top story by Kurt's RV Service and Repair. Let's get it on. Yes, Kurt's RV Service and Repair, quality service, fair price. Love those guys. Full in the loop in Island City. Free agency. Hello, NFL. Now, the new league year doesn't officially start till Wednesday, but today, this Monday, teams are officially allowed to negotiate. And when they negotiate and they become, they come to a negotiation and they agree upon the terms, that stuff leaks. It gets to Jay Glazer, it gets to Adam Schefter, it gets to Josina Anderson, it gets to the whole crew, and it eventually, shortly thereafter, gets to us. Here's what I can fill you in on today. The newest things we know right now. Deshaun Jackson will leave the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by trade, and he will return to his original stomping grounds in Philadelphia. Deshaun back with the Eagles. We know that. We know Nick Foles is now going to officially be a Jacksonville Jaguar, and they're going to give him $50 million in guaranteed money, 88 overall. This is just a 4-year deal, too. So, Nick Foles, hey, you got paid. Nick Foles, hey, you got a starting gig. Nick Foles, best of luck to you, right? I mean, that's a talented team down there in Jacksonville. I mean, you're not going to Siberia. No, they're more on the map now than they've ever been. This is not like going to Jacksonville 6 or 7 years ago. So Nick Foles, a place where he can be successful. What else do we know? Landon Collins in a mega move today. He's going to go to the Redskins, 6 years, $84 million. I mean, that is mega money for a safety. But be of mind, he's 4 years younger than the likes of Earl Thomas. The Detroit Lions made mega moves today, okay? The Detroit Lions have signed Trey Flowers from the Patriots, big pass rusher. I'm not a huge Flowers guy. I just don't think you're getting 14-plus sacks. And if you look at the money they're going to give Trey Flowers, it's like 15, 16, 17 million per year. I'm sorry, dude, but if I'm spending that money on an edge rusher, I need like minimum 13 sacks. And I think Trey Flowers with Detroit, I think he's a 7 to 9.5 sack guy. I don't want to pay that money for that. Anyway, the Lions need to make a splash. They did that today. They also, Seahawks fans, this is going to hurt you. The Lions took away today Justin Coleman, who's one of the best slot corners in the league, and the Lions gave him over $40 million over 4 years, certainly paying him like he's the best slot corner in the league. In Seattle, this opens up a lot of money there for the Seahawks, who were going to spend a pretty penny on Justin Coleman. Obviously now not going to get that chance. He's taking the Megaplex deal, and he's going to go be a Lion, and will probably be forgotten from forever. One more splash move the Lions made today. Well, actually two, but a bigger splash. Jesse James, tight end, Pittsburgh Steelers. He is now also a Detroit Lion. And you see big-time teams, winning teams like Pittsburgh, like Seattle, like New England, Detroit kind of raiding those cupboards. And don't forget, Danny Amendola also agrees to become a Lion today, too. So the Lions signed 4 dudes today. Pretty crazy there. Some other stuff that you may be interested in. Frank Gore signed a deal with the Buffalo Bills. Gore's going to play again. I think that's sweet. I'm a Frank Gore fan. I think he's a terrific player, obviously. Just, I hated him with the Niners, too. But I hated the Niners, but I always respected Frank Gore. So Gore's going to get another year to play. Pretty interesting deal there. Other sources say ex-Redskins receiver Jamison Crowder. He's going to be a New York Jet wide receiver. Again, Crowder, we're being told, to the Jets. So the Jets bolstering that receiving core there for Sam Darnold. The Bills have signed a 3-year deal with the ex-Bengal tight end Tyler Kroft, in addition to bringing in Frank Gore. Buffalo making a couple of things known here too. Now, let me just say this, and I'm not trying to knock on the Lions, okay? The Lions are easy enough to knock on anyway. But let me just say this. Typically, when free agency begins, you have a handful of teams that try to make all these big splashes in the first 24 to 48 hours. Okay? You'll never see the Patriots make a big splash in the first 24 hours. Or the Seahawks, or typically the Steelers. Typically those teams, they'll wait. They'll let the Lions get to the front, spend all their money, and then everybody else is at a bargain price once the tip-top guys are signed. So let me just say that. And this looks awfully reminiscent of the Lions today. Now, I'm not saying all those guys can't play, but paying big-time money for a slot corner and a pass rusher, and I get it, he's a Patriot, and I get it. Matt Patricia probably was loving having these ex-Patriots. Justin Coleman was a Patriot before he came to Seattle for a 7th-round pick, and I'm sure that's a trade that Belichick and the whole crew wanted back there in New England. But no, that was additionally the deal there. And, Trey Flowers, you're talking a guy who's going to get $17 million a year. He's getting DeMarcus Tank Lawrence money. And he's coming off his best year. To his credit, Trey Flowers coming off his best year. 7.5 sacks. That was with New England. So he's going to go to Detroit and they're going to be better? I don't know. Anyway, some interesting moves there for me. I get it, though. If you're Detroit and you want Trey Flowers, yeah, it costs you more. If you're the ugly guy and the homecoming queen is going to go out with you, yeah, you're not going to show up in your hatchback Honda Civic. That's not going to work, man. That ain't going to work. So if you're the Lions and you want a guy like Trey Flowers, you're going to have to spend more money to get him. And that's just how it is in life sometimes. I get it. If you have crappy credit, yeah, good luck buying a house. The Lions have crappy credit. You got to show them. Trey Flowers needs to be shown the money. That's what Detroit's doing. Same with Justin Coleman. I mean, I think every NFL fan, every NFL player, okay, when you get into a situation like Trey Flowers, you say, on one hand, I could do whatever I can to stay as a Patriot. I can go to 3 more Super Bowls in the next 4 years. Yes, love it. I could be one of those guys, the Patriots. I could be a Teddy Bruschi. I could be a Willie McGinnis. I could be a forever loved Patriot. Or straight cash, homie. I can just take all this stinking money in this dump truck that Detroit's pulling up. And you know what? Hey, I already got my hardware. I already got my ring. I got 2 of them, matter of fact. I've been to 3 consecutive Super Bowls. You know what? If I never go to a Super Bowl again, okay. I got 2 rings. Pay me $17 million. I'll go to Detroit. So anyway, a lot of times you see players have that decision. A better team, a better situation, playing deeper into the season, or just a ton of cash. And if you're the Lions, hey, you got to show them the money. They did it with Justin Coleman too. The Lions today, Trey Flowers, Justin Coleman on defense. And offense, they bring in Danny Amendola and they sign Jesse James out of Pittsburgh. 4 moves the Lions made. But typically, like I said, the teams that win the free agency championship every year don't go deep into the playoffs. It doesn't happen very often. Now, we saw a couple of teams last year. Let me just say this. 2 teams last year, basically did something similar to this, what the Lions are doing, and it did pay off. You had the LA Rams and the Philadelphia Eagles that were big players in free agency last year, and both those teams were playing late into the season. And obviously, in the Rams' case, they were playing very late into this season. Other trades other moves I wanted to bring up, the Raiders. That's where we were going to get to in a second. Also signed, in addition to Antonio Brown over the weekend, they signed Trent Brown to the richest deal in the history of the offensive line position. What is it? 4 years at, 66, 86 million, something like that? A huge deal. Huge deal that Brown got in Oakland. So the Raiders bring 2 Browns in over the weekend, and the big Brown is where I wanted to go today for our Kurt's RV Service and Repair top story. But all that other stuff out of the way first, I thought the big play throughout the weekend was they made it official. The Raiders now will have Antonio Brown once the new league year begins, and they received Antonio Brown for a 3rd and 5th round pick. Now, we've all talked about this all weekend. I don't want to spend a ton of juice on this thing right now. All I'll say is this. I'm not going to look at this and say, oh, the Raiders, you're going to blow this. This is not going to work. It's going to blow up in your face. Bringing in Antonio Brown, dumb move. I'm not going to say that because I don't believe that's the case. I mean, the Raiders today, or this weekend, added, fairly arguably, easily to argue, the best receiver in the league. So the Raiders now have the best receiver in the league. Does Oakland. Good for them. They also add line protection. That's not only going to help their running game, but also protect Derek Carr, who I believe will be their week 1 quarterback. I don't think they're going to get flashy with this. Carr, you're going to get 1 more year in Oakland. That's my opinion. Carr, you got 1 more year here. We're giving you AB here. By the way, the price tag for Antonio Brown was similar to the price tag last year for the Raiders to get Martavis Bryant from the Steelers. Were you guys perplexed at that one too? They got him for a 3rd and a 5th last year. They got Martavis for just a 3rd, didn't they? And I'm going to talk about this because I don't blame Antonio Brown for this at all. And Antonio Brown doesn't give a rip. If you think Antonio Brown is mad that he was traded for a 3rd and 5th rounder, you're wrong on that. 1, it makes Pittsburgh look stupid. AB loves to see that. And 2, they didn't have to make the Raiders. They didn't have to make with any of their big 4 picks to get him. I mean, the Raiders are picking, 4 times in the top 35 this year? I mean, if they can hit, imagine if they hit on all 4 of those picks. Oh, the Raiders are coming. And they're going to be young and ready to go. And Antonio Brown, he's got 2-3 years left. Solid veteran receiver at that time. A team leader, they hope. I mean, we'll see if it backfires. And if it does, Pittsburgh fans are going to say, I told you so. He's damaged goods. He'll infiltrate your locker room with his mucus, and it's going to be a nasty, ugly deal. You don't want him. But again, I say it on my show all the time. Pretty girl's always going to get a date. Somebody's always going to want Antonio Brown, and obviously the Raiders do. Fortunately for the Raiders, Mike Mayock, John Gruden, they didn't have to pay much to get him. A 3rd and a 5th. All they had to do was do what AB wanted, which is give him a new contract, and they did. And they made with a new deal. Essentially for 3 years, and it's going to be a ton of cash. But yeah, they're going to have Antonio Brown for under contract for the first 2 years they're playing in Las Vegas. That's a big deal. There's no marketability on this Raiders team outside of Derek Carr, and everybody's constantly saying that Carr won't be there very long. I mean, you're going to need that poster boy, literally. Like the posters on casinos and on taxi cabs, and when they are marketing the hell out of that team in that new town. You need that player, that smile. Antonio Brown is all over the national commercial scene. He's got more honestly, he's got almost as many national bits now as Beckham. He's all over the place, AB is. What, he had Pizza Hut? Does he got Old Spice? Something? Antonio Brown, I always see him on my TV. That's huge marketability in Vegas. So yeah, I'm a Raider fan. I'm with you. Wish I could give you a high five right now in my studio. If you're going to take a shot at this, if you're going to, see if this works, this is a good way to go. You're bringing in the best player in the league, arguably, at his position. Let's see what Derek Carr can do with Antonio Brown. I like it. I like what the Raiders did with this. They didn't have to give much up to get him anyway. Just a little bit more than you gave up last year to get Martavis Bryant. Now you get Antonio Brown for a third and a fifth. In Pittsburgh, look, you're just starting over. I get it. That's the company line, right? We're not, you don't need Le'Veon Bell. You don't need Antonio Brown. You're going to reset this thing with Juju and James Conner as your front men. You lost a tight end, Jesse James, today. Vance McDonald going to get a lot of run there. And you got Big Ben will be, 37, 38. And Pittsburgh, you're going to keep this going. Do what Pittsburgh does. Draft and develop, and everybody kind of fall in line. And we'll see if it works with Pittsburgh. Right now, I think Cleveland is a much more talented team than Pittsburgh. I think their roster is better. Baltimore was in the playoffs last year. Pittsburgh wasn't. So I don't know what's going on in that division. But if I'm filling my stuff out right now, making my predictions, I'm not going to have Pittsburgh that high. I think Pittsburgh's going to go through a tough couple of years. Just my opinion. I don't think you can lose all pro caliber players like that in the same year and you can be better. Addition by subtraction, we'll see on it. Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. Appreciate everybody for hanging out with us. Get to Benchies tonight. You got Big Monday. Tomorrow, Blazer fans in L.A. against the Clippers. That's a big game there for the Blazers coming off that win against Phoenix. And those tricky Phoenix Suns, right? How about the Suns going into Oracle last night, beating the Warriors? In Golden State, dude. Crazy game on a Sunday. But yeah, Blazers, Clippers tomorrow. You can catch it here. You're home for Blazer basketball, Super Talk Radio. But Benchwarmers will have that sucker on one of their TVs. They do a terrific job. Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill, your Kurtz RV Service and Repair top story. Appreciate everybody now. Did Pittsburgh shoot itself in the foot handling the Antonio Brown situation? How much egg is on Pittsburgh's face right now? Call me, Farmers Insurance Hotline, 963-4122. How's Pittsburgh looking right now? Pittsburgh fans, well, you're happy on this? 963-4122 on the Farmers Insurance Hotline. You can email the program, JohnnyBallGameShow@gmail.com, and shoot me a text. I love it. 541-962-7700. You are not allowed to text me while you're driving, though. We're going to be monitoring that. You betcha. Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub. We're going to appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Got a quick one, and then we're coming back taking phone calls. If you're holding right now, we'll get to you right when we get back. Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill.
With all the local realty groups available, how do you choose which one to use? You could Google. You could ask a coworker. You could even flip a coin. Instead of taking a chance, list your property with Ranch and Home Realty in La Grande. They have over 60 years of experience successfully listing and selling local properties, which means you've got 60 years of a refined, successful process. With that kind of experience, you're not really leaving anything to chance. Moving from listed to closed, Ranch and Home Realty.
Blue Mountain Auto Parts, located in downtown La Grande, is your local Napa Auto Parts dealer. They have the best selection and prices for both power tools and hand tools. And when it comes to your vehicle, Monty and his knowledgeable team will answer all your questions. They've been in this business a long time in this community, and their strong service skills certainly go a long way. When you need an auto part or a truck accessory or professional shop equipment or anything in between, head to Blue Mountain Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer.
Interested in attending an all-expense-paid trip to leadership camp? Oregon Trail Electric Cooperative is looking for high school sophomores to represent OTEC at the Youth Rally in mid-July. During the week-long camp, students will participate in a variety of activities and classes to promote positive relationships and build skills in leadership, teamwork, perseverance, and more. Interested? Applications can be found at youthrally.otech.coop. The application deadline is April 15th. Oregon Trail Electric Cooperative, putting our energy to work for you.
The current Northeast Oregon road conditions are as follows. On I-84, there are no road closures to report at this time. Clear roads are being reported in the Meacham and Cabbage Hill area, as well as the Ladd Canyon and Baker City areas, too. There is a minimum chain restriction in effect, though. You are required to carry chains or traction tires regardless of current conditions. For more road condition updates, stay tuned throughout the day or visit tripcheck.com.
welcome back. Happy 311 Day. Big 311 fan growing up. I don't know if I've ever seen them in concert. Buddies of mine have seen them a ton of times. Kind of on my list. Welcome back, Johnny Ballgame Show, Bench Warmers Pub and Grill. Excited to have everybody with us. Still hour number one, a NFL free agency in a frenzy today. We'll continue to talk about it. I got some good college football topics today, too. Fox really saying, hey, ESPN, let's throw the gloves off on this. Love seeing battles between networks, and looks like Fox getting ready to step up and show ESPN that it might not be the true king of college football. I want to talk about that too. And yes, we're getting text messages in. Buy or sell, absolutely. We're doing today in hour number two. Rockin' Sons, as we always do. Now, I wanted to talk more on that Antonio Brown stuff, but I want to give you, my listeners, my chuckleheads, a chance to get in on this, so get in on it. Farmers Insurance Hotline, DP on the program right now. Thanks for holding over the break, DP. What you got for us, my brother?
I think both teams did good, but from Pittsburgh's end, they get rid of a nuisance. And he was a sixth-round pick that they never really paid that much money to.
Okay.
And they get rid of him. And if he works out, great. But, he's 31, got a lot of wear on the tires. I think, the Raiders can hope.
Did Pittsburgh, when they look back on the Antonio Brown era, is a Steeler fan going to be bummed that, there was one Super Bowl trip, and that was AB's rookie year before he was a part of what they were doing offensively? He was a backup. You look at AB's,
sure.
Do they look back at the AB era, and if you're a diehard Pittsburgh fan, you're going to look back, you're going to say, are you kidding me? We had Ben, we had Brown, we had Bell, we drafted Juju, we got 0 Super Bowl trips out of this? Is that where a Pittsburgh fan is?
But they farm receivers, so, looking at it, at what they put into it and what they got back, for a sixth-round pick, they get a 3 and a 5 and a headache out of the way.
Yeah, okay. Did Pittsburgh, in your opinion, kill its own market on this? Is this why they had to settle for a 3rd and a 5th? Pittsburgh coming out and the Rooney family saying, basically, we met with him and, we're going to trade him. Yeah, so, we're going to trade him by Friday, for that matter. We're going to trade him by Friday. They came out. It seemed like anybody who wanted Antonio Brown, they knew exactly what 2 cards, if this is a game of Texas football hold'em, that Pittsburgh was holding. And the Raiders were able to come with their deal based on what they knew for certainty Pittsburgh had holding there. And I thought the Raiders, when it came to the trade, and I don't say this often, I thought the Raiders, honestly, I thought they manhandled Pittsburgh when it came to this trade. I thought the Raiders only giving up a 3rd and a 5th. Now, I know they got to sign him to the new extension. But
they gave up more than that. Because they signed him to a really rich deal.
So they gave up. Okay.
I wouldn't have done that because they renegotiated his contract.
They did.
I would have said, yeah.
They did.
He's making 16.7 next year.
You wouldn't have done that. You would have said, AB, you're going to come. You're already under contract, 3 years.
Yep.
We're going to honor that Pittsburgh contract. Yeah. Maybe.
Yep. I wouldn't have given him the new deal. That's where the Raiders fell down on that deal. That's a lot for a 31-year-old receiver.
Yeah, I'm with you, DP. And that's a Raiders versus AB issue. That's not a Raiders versus Steeler issue. What the Raiders gave just to have the rights to, sign AB to that deal. I still like that. I know 3rd and 5th. Look, these draft picks are all important, but this is a chance.
Like I said last week, sit around and wait till the price goes down. Yeah. That's what the Raiders did.
Yeah, they did. They did. They got a 3rd and a 5th for him, and then they re-signed him, obviously. Raider fans are loving it. Anything else, DP, we want to get in on this?
I think they way overpaid Trent Brown.
Yeah, right. Yeah, weren't we hearing...
The ball comes out of Brady's hand in 2 seconds. Derek Carr's not that kind of quarterback, and Brown's not that kind of left tackle that's going to keep somebody out for a long time.
Well, let me tell you this. Nate Soldier wasn't all that effective with the Giants this year. Wasn't awful, but he was Trent Brown of last year. The Giants gave the mega money to Nate Soldier, who's the Tom Brady's left tackle for a long time. We've seen this happen on multiple occasions. The Fresno kid, I can't remember his name right now. He went to Tampa Bay and took mega offensive line money, left the Patriots. Seriously, they've been able to to lose linemen and replace them just like the snap of a finger. I mean, Trent Brown last year was playing right tackle, I believe, for the Patriots in 2017, and Solder was playing left tackle. They moved Brown to left tackle. He's there one stinking year. Has a good year, obviously. They go do the Super Bowl thing, and I mean, you kidding me? Like, and now he gets the huge deal in Oakland. Like, who's the next Patriot left tackle? I guess he'll get it next year. But yeah, good for Trent Brown. Good money if you can get it, man. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, but like I say, you had to protect Brady for 2 seconds.
Yeah. If you're a Niner, think about this. The Niners drafted Trent Brown in the 7th round. Traded him to the Patriots after 2 years into the league. I'm sorry, 3 years into the league. Was that the Jimmy G deal? I think it was. Was that
exactly what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shanahan gave up on him. Belichick gives up on him. What makes me think that he's a great left tackle?
No, I don't think he is.
The highest paid in the league.
No, that's interesting. Yeah, he was traded to the Patriots. Not the Jimmy G deal, but another one. Good for him. He got mega money. We'll see if the Raiders messed up on that one. Maybe they did, dude. But I don't think they messed up on taking a chance for Antonio Brown, dude.
Oh, no. It'll work out. I mean, it will or it won't. But, I don't think the Steelers did badly on the deal.
It's crazy.
Good for what they had into it.
Appreciate you, DP. Good stuff, my bro. Yeah, Trent Brown, 7th round pick out of Arkansas? No. Florida. 7th round pick from the Niners. He goes to the Patriots. He's a Patriot for 1 year. 1 year. He was the guy they brought in to replace Nate Solder. And they don't want to sign him, obviously, to $80 million like the Raiders are doing. Crazy, man. We'll see what happens. Farmers Insurance Hotline, my boy Greg Blackman down there, 1430 Washington Avenue. Look, Greg Blackman does an excellent job. This is a full-service insurance agency with a complete line of insurance products, auto, motorcycle, home renters, life, business, umbrella policies, too. Greg Blackman and his staff, they're knowledgeable, they're friendly, they're helpful and extraordinary when it comes to customer service. One more call on this. Just want to get your opinion on the NFL free agency frenzy that they were in the middle of right now. Right on the Farmers Insurance Hotline. Terrell Suggs, it's just being reported, will leave the Baltimore Ravens. Sizzle, Balso Hard University. Terrell Suggs is going to be a free agent. I'll tell you this. If you're looking for a guy on a 1-year deal who might be able to get you between, let's say, 6 and 10 sacks, what's that worth to you? Typically, sacks are going for about $1 million per. If you look at players, you're talking you get about $1 million a sack. It's crazy, but that's kind of what things are going. So will someone give Terrell Suggs $5.5, $6 million, and you might get 8, 9 sacks on return on that? That's just coming into SportsCenter. T-Sizzle won't be a Raven anymore. Next caller, welcome to the Johnny Ballgame Show. What you got? That's what happens when you're chomping at the bit and you're staying on hold for just a little too long, not knowing that your boy Ballgame, tender, loving, sports radio talking Johnny Ballgame Show. We're going to get you your call. Don't worry. If you got to hang up, you got to be somewhere, go for it. But we get your call as quick as we can on the Farmers Insurance Hotline. But yeah, I think Pittsburgh killed its market on AB. I thought Pittsburgh mishandled that. I think they should have got more. And I guess it's good having the nuisance out of the locker room. Fine. Man, that nuisance leads the league in like every category for you. Anyway, and Trent Brown, too. That was a really interesting deal. It's so funny, the Patriots, every year on this day, the Patriots get rated, and it doesn't make a difference. They're still going to be in the Super Bowl. They're still Vegas odds-on favorite to go to or win the Super Bowl. Patriots, every year. They got rated today. They lost their left tackle. They lost their best pass rusher. Every other team in the league, you lose those two pieces, you're texting all your other nerdy friends saying, oh my gosh, we're completely screwed, dude. Yeah, the Patriots lost their best pass rusher and their best left tackle. Just today, Patriot fans, yeah, who cares, really? Yeah. Is Belichick still here? Okay, good, yeah. Brady's still here, right? Yeah, okay, good. All right, we're good. It's just so crazy how the Patriots, how their business model is and how well it operates. And Patriots fan, you lose 4 or 5 players on this day every year, man. And it doesn't matter. You just replace them. It's crazy, dude. Fox. I remember when Fox was such a joker station. You're talking like Beverly Hills 90210. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. That show. You're talking In Living Color. Oh, that was funny. Yes, I'm done. But I remember when Fox didn't have all this college football, NFL football. Are you kidding me? Fox is a mega player now. And they're going up against ESPN. And one of ESPN's signature programs, Fox is saying, we're going to see if we can sink our teeth into this market as well. I'll tell you what that is when we come back. Sports Talk Radio, you know it, you love it. Johnny Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill.
It's time now for your local weather forecast. In LeGrand tonight, generally cloudy skies with periods of snow late, low of 28 degrees. For tomorrow, cloudy and windy with snow early in the day with a high near 37. In Baker City tonight, partly cloudy conditions, low of 26 degrees. And for tomorrow, cloudy and windy with snow and a high near 37. This weather forecast is brought to you by
Grand Ronde Hospital. As a not-for-profit organization, we have a hospital-based financial assistance program. Find out more at grh.org.
Grand Ronde Hospital.
Grumpy's Repair is located on H Avenue just off I-84 in Baker City. And it's not just the location which makes Grumpy's convenient. Your car is an investment and deserves the tender, loving care Grumpy's can provide. Grumpy's uses fully up-to-date diagnostic test equipment for all vehicles to locate problems fast, which is convenient for you. Grumpy's only uses highly trained, certified professionals that will guarantee your car will perform at peak performance. Now that's convenient. Just off I-84 in Baker City. Grumpy's Repair.
Super Talk 1450 and 1490 AM is Eastern Oregon's home for Sam's Garage.
Hey, good morning, guys. I've got a 2004 Jeep Cherokee, and I have no range with the key fob.
Have you tried putting it up to your chin and hitting the button?
I read that online and just don't think that
it works.
Putting it up to your chin?
Oh, it works.
I'm going to try this. I'm going to put a spoon in my mouth. I'm going to get wire. I'm going to get an antenna hat. I'm going to see what I can do to make it work. Sam's Garage on Super Talk Radio is brought to you by Paul's Transmission and Repair in Baker City.
Might be time for that next vehicle purchase. If it is, it's time to head down to MJ Goss Motors. Great 2019 lineups of Chevy, of Buick, of GMCs in right now. Check out that gorgeous Goss Motors showroom and test drive a vehicle. Look, like I always say, first test drive of the week. You show me that you've test driven a vehicle at Goss this week, you get confirmation, well, I give you a $25 gift certificate to Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. So yeah, all you have to do, you want a free meal for you and a friend at Benchie's? Go test drive a rig at Goss Motors. I recommend either the Sierra, that's a GMC, or the Chevy Colorado. Beautiful trucks right now. 2019's the best edition I've seen of them. Go check those out. Competition, cool, right? Yeah. Fair competition, cool. Yeah, right? I'm on board. Competition in business, when it's fair, I love. When it's not fair, when another corporation has a major leg up, being a tax break here or help with building something there, I don't think it's as fair. Sure. I think this is a fair enterprise, though. ESPN owns Saturday morning. They just do. College Game Day, built by the Home Depot. That is the pregame show. You could say it's the preeminent pregame program in all of sports, right? What's better, what's bigger than game day? They get to a college campus like on a Thursday, start building that big set. They have guest celebrities coming and picking games. It's Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend. Desmond, Herb Street, host Reese Davis, the lovely Maria Taylor, David Pollock. Like, it is a mega production. College Game Day. I've seen it up close. It's a big deal. I mean, it seems to me like an immovable object. Like, that's top of the mountain for pregame programming, especially for college football pregame programming. And, again, it's one of ESPN's mega baby dolls in sports television. Now, I read this article today on NBCSports.com's College Football Talk, written by a good friend of this program, Kevin McGuire. This is the new McGuire article, and he says, and he writes, and I'll read, Fox is apparently digging in to give ESPN's College Game Day its strongest challenge yet. It goes on. Fox has signed former Ohio State Buckeye head coach Urban Meyer. They've also signed former USC and one of the most electric, exciting college football players ever, Reggie Bush, to be a part of their new pregame show that Fox is organizing for the coming season. This was announced by Fox. The new college football pregame show will not air on FS1. It's going to air right out, flat out on Fox. That's really big. You know why? Because Fox is in more homes than ESPN. If you can get ESPN and watch Game Day, well, you can get Fox. And they're not airing it on FS1. They're airing it on regular old network television Fox. This new pregame show. Now, this new pregame show, it's going to start at 8 o'clock Pacific time. It'll be done by 9, right when those morning 9 o'clock games kick off. So it's only 1 hour. And the rest of the lineup, Rob Stone is going to be the host. Matt Leinart is going to be on the desk, as will former quarterback Brady Quinn. So you're going to have Urban Meyer, Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, and Brady Quinn on this show, along with the host, Rob Stone. Now, let me just say this. Fox has not indicated yet if this show will travel. Let me just say this real quick to all the execs at Fox, because I know you're well tuned into the Ballgame show. If you're not going to travel, okay, if you're not going to go from campus to campus, then you saying that, hey, we're going to get there and put the gloves on with Game Day, you're going to get your ass knocked out real early. This is Little Mac versus Glass Joe, and you're Glass Joe. Unless you're going to travel and make it a big production, it's just going to be another pregame show. And that's fine. And that's fine. Because trust me, I'm a multiple TV guy. I'm a multiple pregame show guy. So when I'm up and about and I'm hanging around in my Calvin Klein bathrobe on a Saturday morning, cooking my bacon and eggs. By the way, bacon in the oven, so much better. Oh, I just learned that. Cooking my bacon and eggs, hanging out, getting ready for a whole Saturday of college football. Yeah, I'm going to have College Game Day on. And then when Tom Rinaldi's getting ready to make me cry with the latest Rinaldi piece, I'm going to go over to Fox. You know, who's going to be the Rinaldi at Fox? Who's going to be the dude who does the tough pieces that makes you cry every week? Anyway, Fox, again, if you're not going to travel, then don't give this big billing, hey, Espen, we're going to beat you at your pregame show. Our show's going to be better than Game Day. Because that's impossible. What makes Game Day is, hey, where are they going to be? What's the background setting? You know, what mascot head is Lee Corso going to don at the conclusion of the program? All that good stuff. That's what Curb Street's analysis, Desmond. Like, unless you're going to travel, Fox. Now, don't get me wrong. Again, this is a cool deal. I like the fact that Fox is putting a legit pregame show on regular old network television. That's cool, man. Good for Fox. But they're saying, okay, ESPN, we're not going to give you the college football pregame market anymore. And I understand why other shows don't want to go up against ESPN at that time. Because College Game Day is where it is. Big and rich. We're coming to your city. Like, that's a big deal. So, Fox, I challenge you. Go to venues. Go to other venues. Make it a big deal, too, where you go. And show up with the Fox truck. And you got your guys. And you know what? Only 1 hour? Yeah. If I'm Fox, I'm making this a 3-hour show. I can air the first hour on FS1. And then I air the final 2 hours on regular Fox. And I go right up against College Game Day. And I'm sure your ratings will be fine. This will work, all that good stuff. But you're not going to, honestly, you're not going to cut into Game Day's take. Okay, you're not gonna shovel into Game Day's territory unless you're gonna be willing to travel and go other places and set up a big set outside stadiums and whatnot. Because that's what makes Game Day Game Day. And real college football geeks, yours truly. I'm always looking that Sunday when they make that announcement. Hey, where's Game Day going the next week? I'm always paying attention, following on Twitter, doing what I do. Hey, where's Game Day going to be? So, Fox, if you want to get in on that, I highly recommend it. And in between, you guys head to MJ Goss Motors, cars, trucks, SUVs, new and pre-owned vehicles. Get that car wash with every purchase, every service, free car wash. Goss Motors, Johnny Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill.
Now, get the max for your tax during our annual tax refund sale at Courtesy Home Furnishings Baker and Self-Service Furniture LeGrand. Your tax refund goes a long way because we've cut prices store-wide. Plus, get an extra 25% off retail on select items when you use your tax refund. It's your chance to spruce up your home and save on the brand name furniture and mattresses that you know and trust. Listen to this. Sofas as low as $299. Recliners start at $279. Queen mattress as low as $199. Do you have poor credit? No credit? Well, you're approved. And don't forget to ask about our cash discounts. See either store for details. Remember, we have factory direct buying power and we negotiated special pricing just for this event. You never pay retail. On now, get the max for your tax during the annual tax refund sale at Courtesy Home Furnishings, Baker City, and Self-Service Furniture LeGrand.
Auto accidents aren't planned, but when they do happen, plan on using trusted collision repair provider Shaw's Auto Body to get you back on the road. For 30 years, Shaw's has been dedicated to getting your auto, your investment, back to pre-accident condition. Whether it's used for work, pleasure, or basic transportation, when you want it done right, ask for Shaw's Auto Body. ICAR certified, accurate estimates, and on-time delivery with a lifetime guarantee. Choose Shaw's Auto Body in LeGrand.
The current Northeast Oregon road conditions are as follows. On I-84, there are no road closures to report at this time. Clear roads are being reported in the Meacham and Cabbage Hill area, as well as the Ladd Canyon and Baker City areas, too. There is a minimum chain restriction in effect, though. You are required to carry chains or traction tires regardless of current conditions. For more road condition updates, stay tuned throughout the day or visit tripcheck.com.
No shortage of games this week. I'm telling you, the folks at LeGrand Stereo and Music are going to love this. Welcome to Championship Week. Every collegiate conference, except a couple that have finished already, are holding their conference tournaments this week. Gonzaga plays tonight in its conference tournament, Orleans Arena, Las Vegas. They play Lorenzo Romar, coaching the Pepperdine Waves. That is my LeGrand Stereo and Music game of the night, Pepperdine at Gonzaga. That is immediately following this show. So you 9-to-5ers, getting off work at 5, not sure what the plan is, swing by Benchies, pick up some grub, either eat it there, take it home, and you got the Zags starting at 6 o'clock. Also, tournaments. Dude, how about the MAC? How about the Horizon? How about the Colonial? How about the MAC? The MAC. And how about the Summit? And again, I'm talking about these, not sexy leagues. I get it. These aren't the power teams. They play later on in the week, which is A-OK with me. I like watching the Horizon League tournament because I like knowing that, hey, there's only one team here that's going to move on in this whole league. There's only one team going dancing, and that's the team that wins this tournament. And you have upsets all the time in these things because these kids know, these seniors, it's their last crack really at college football, but going to one of those, going to the dance. Look, if you grow up and you're playing at a team in the Colonial or a team in the Summit League, basically you got a chance to go to the tournament. You got to win your conference tournament to go there, but you got a chance. And so I love seeing the players. You can see it on their face when they play in these big games. Gonzaga used to be one of these teams. They're still playing in one of these tournaments. Don't get me wrong. But Gonzaga is so far ahead of its conference right now. Quite frankly, for the sport of college basketball, the only thing I've ever seen that even comes close to it is when UNLV, I'm talking like the Larry Johnson, Stacey Augmon UNLV team. They used to play in the Big West against like UC Irvine and UC Santa Barbara and Cal State Northridge and Pacific. I haven't seen a team that much better than its conference brethren. What Gonzaga is dealing with right now, I haven't seen a team similar to that since those UNLV teams. I'm talking late 80s, early 90s on some of those squads. But that's why I love these little tournaments. And I'm A-OK with them. Now, trust me, the big tournaments are great too. Because that's when you see top 10 matchups. Like the ACC championship game this year is going to be insanely cool. You're going to get Carolina Duke. You're going to get UVA Duke, UVA Carolina. One, two of those three teams, depending on, I haven't looked at the seeding yet, but you're probably going to get two or three of those teams. You might get a Duke Carolina rematch, and Duke that time might get Zion. And you'll get that rematch hopefully at some point. But yeah, that's the time of year it is. And I love it. And tonight, all those conferences are playing games. The MAC, the Horizon, the Colonial, the MAAC, and the Summit, along with the West Coast. So that's conference championship week. Again, big fan. By the way, if you're looking and you got some days to kill, dude, the Big Sky tournament is in Boise this whole week. I got a press credential for that. I don't know if I'm going to use it, though. I don't know if I'm going to go cover that game or not, that tournament or not. Maybe a little later in the week. But I was going to try to do my show from there, and that kind of fell through and whatnot. But anyway, get to Boise for the Big Sky Championship. While I'm telling people where to go throughout this week, on behalf of LeGrand Stereo Music and the Game of the Night, I want to mention that the Wasteland Kings, the best local band, in my opinion, we have in Eastern Oregon, they will be live at 40 Taps in Pendleton on Thursday at 7 p.m. So big Wasteland King fans, 40 Taps in Pendleton on Thursday night. The Wasteland Kings are going to be rocking that place. They're coming off the Guitar Festival. I know that was a massive success over the weekend. And oh my gosh, just look at it outside. It is gorgeous outside. I got folks texting me from Boise saying, Ballgame, oh my gosh. It's like 50 degrees over here in Boise. People are in like sundresses and stuff. It's awesome. So good for that stuff. And I can't wait to hopefully get that weather here in Eastern Oregon. It's been a tough winter, hasn't it? It's been a tough go. So heck yeah, man. Let's make this a wonderful spring. I can't wait. Here we are, March 11th. You kidding me? We're at championship week. Selection Sundays in 6 days. Get off it. You're going to have your brackets. We're going to be ready to fill those suckers out. This is a fun time to be a sports fan. Now also, NFL, let me be honest. The NFL free agency, it's not as good as the NBA. That's clear. It's better than baseball now, NFL free agency. But it's still pretty stinking cool. Again, it's not the NBA. But you still have some pretty darn big names getting signed. And at least now you're getting more trades in the NFL than ever before. I don't know what it was, but NFL GMs in the 80s, 90s, early 2010s, like my whole life watching the NFL, they were never big on trades. Now it seems these GMs in the league right now, more so than ever, are willing to make a move, willing to make a deal. I love it. That's the fantasy football influence, you know? Everybody watching the NFL, most of those folks are playing fantasy football. And they're doing those trades in their head all the time. And honestly, it's part of what makes the NFL, I should say, part of what makes it such a big deal. Again, if you're just joining us, Deshaun Jackson back with the Eagles, that's a trade. Antonio Brown with the Raiders, that was a trade. Nick Foles is officially a Jag, I guess. $88 million, 50 of it guaranteed. Landon Collins goes to Washington. The Lions add Trey Flowers, Justin Coleman, Danny Amendola, all three ex-Patriots, and Jesse James, the ex-Steeler tight end. We'll be back. Here's the news. Enjoy it.
Serving Eastern Oregon for over 75 years. This is KLBM LeGrand and KBKR Baker City Super Talk Radio.
I'm
the talk of Eastern
President
Oregon.
Trump has unveiled a $4.7 trillion budget, including massive cuts and deficits.
We do have large deficits. That's why we're here transparently saying that we have a problem as a country. That it takes a long time to get out of that mess.
Acting White House Budget Director Russell Vought, outlining the plan, asked about Mr. Trump's campaign pledge that he would eliminate the national debt in 8 years, and that was with the prospect of a Republican House. Instead, the debt has risen another $2 trillion.
We are confident that the president's historic tax reforms, deregulation, trade policy, unleashing American energy will continue our economic growth.
The plan is based on 3% economic growth continuing for 15 years so it can balance. Bob Costantini, the White House.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has told the Washington Post that she is against impeaching the president. Correspondent Manu Raju.
She says, I'm not for impeachment. This is news. I'm going to give you some news right now because I haven't said this to any press person before. But since you asked, I've been thinking about this. Impeachment is so divisive to the country that unless there's something so compelling and overwhelmingly and bipartisan, I don't think we should go down that path because it divides the country, and he's just not worth it.
Investigators remain at the scene of an Ethiopian Airlines jet crash that left 157 dead. Correspondent Tom Foreman reports the Boeing plane involved is under scrutiny.
In simple terms, analysts say this new plane, this model, because of its design and the engine placement, has a tendency to tilt upward in flight. So they have software on board that when that happens, it pushes the nose automatically back down. But if it gets a false reading from a bad sensor, it can actually make the plane start diving directly toward the ground.
On Wall Street, the Dow gained 201 points, the S&P up 40. I'm Ann Cates.
President Trump's new tax law cut your taxes by $5 trillion. Now you can reduce your taxes to zero. The best-selling guide, The Trump Tax Cut by Eva Rosenberg, shows you how, with tax deductions, loopholes, and money-saving secrets. One loophole gives a 20% cut in your tax rate. Newsmax says get The Trump Tax Cut in bookstores or see the free offer and save almost $25. Go online now to TrumpTaxCut.com. That's TrumpTaxCut.com or call 800-NEWSMAX.
What's up, guys? It's Elena. And when it comes to dating, many people say love has gotten lost. But if you still believe in love, Match is the app for you. Match has created millions of love stories. They've been #1 in first and second dates, #1 in marriages, and over 1 million babies made. Plus, the Match app got rid of swiping, so people put more thought into their choices. You can now view photos and read more about the people you see. So download the Match app for free today and find someone who believes in love just like you do.
It's time now for your local weather forecast. In LeGrand tonight, generally cloudy skies with periods of snow late, low of 28 degrees. For tomorrow, cloudy and windy with snow early in the day with a high near 37. In Baker City tonight, partly cloudy conditions, low of 26 degrees. And for tomorrow, cloudy and windy with snow and a high near 37. This weather forecast is brought to you by
Grand Ronde Hospital. For more than a century, our goal has been to help you get better so you can get back in the game and on with life.
Grand Ronde Hospital, big city medicine with a hometown touch.
With all the local realty groups available, how do you choose which one to use? You could Google, You could ask a coworker. You could even flip a coin. Instead of taking a chance, list your property with Ranch and Home Realty in La Grande. They have over 60 years of experience successfully listing and selling local properties, which means you've got 60 years of a refined, successful process. With that kind of experience, you're not really leaving anything to chance. Moving from listed to closed, Ranch and Home Realty.
Hey, it's Billy Kinder with Big Billy Kinder Outdoors, inviting you to join me right here each week in the Camp House. The very top outdoor professionals that will make you a better hunter, fisher, or outdoors man or woman. The latest tips and techniques.
Billy, if you don't sit down, those ducks are never going to come in.
And we have a whole lot of fun while we're doing it, too. Big Billy Kinder Outdoors. I'll be looking for you in the Camp House this weekend.
Tune in early Sunday morning starting at 5 on Super Talk 1450 and 1490 AM.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care. I ever get back, so let's root for the home team. They don't win, it's a shame. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
The Johnny Ballgame Show.
Well, let's hang out with Sports Talk Radio on the Johnny Ballgame Show. Wow! Brought to you by Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. Excited to have you guys with us. Hour number 2. It's a no-guest Monday. If you want to be on this show, hey, you can be on this show today. Call me on the Farmers Insurance Hotline, 541-963-4122. I'll be happy to take your calls on that. NFL free agency, what do you want to talk about? March Madness Championship Week, what do you want to talk about? Major League Baseball, spring training, creeping towards opening day. What do you want to talk about? NBA. Did you read Steve Kerr's lips like I did last night? Oh, there's just some words that are really stinking easy to pick up when reading lips. And one of the words begins with the letter F. And that just doesn't rhyme with a whole bunch of stuff that people would be saying in those types of situations. I read Steve Kerr's lips. If you haven't seen the clip, then you haven't read his lips. If you've seen the clip, then you read exactly what it was he said too, saying about he is sick and tired of Draymond Green's crap. The Warriors losing last night as 17-point favorites to the lowly Suns. And I'm actually seeing, I thought I saw a tweet yesterday that said the Warriors money line were minus 5,000. You know what that means? That means if you were in Vegas and you wanted to win $100 on the Warriors, then you would have had to risk 5,000. Okay? That means if you were in Vegas and you're just hanging around with your boys and you picked up and found a $100 bill and you want to let it fly and you bet that $100 bill on the Suns last night to win the game, you would have made $5,000 and you'd be taking all your buddies to one big fat gentleman's club for a heck of a time. So my boy Julius said to me last night. He brought up that scenario. But yeah, that was the scenario last night. So lots going on with the NBA. And this is the only sports talk radio program that went an hour without mentioning LeBron and the Lakers. So if I could commend myself just very, very briefly on that, I would like to do so. No LeBron, no Laker talk in hour number 1, and I don't know where we're going to be there for hour number 2 or hour number 3. Here's where I want to go. And by the way, buy or sell is this hour. I only got like 4 of them in. Come on, you yahoos. You make a statement, and I'll either buy what you're saying or sell what you're saying. Email or text me those statements. I got an interesting one. I want to talk Seattle Mariner baseball briefly with you. Now, the Mariners don't have a whole heck of a lot of storylines. I got a text from my boy G a little bit ago saying Kyle Sievert could be headed to the DL, which isn't good at all. wouldn't be good, right? Kyle Seaver, a third baseman, going to miss him. Anyway, I got some emails I want to get to as well. But first, just let me talk to you about this. Here's one of the few Mariner storylines this year. It is King Felix's final season with the team. They're not going to pick up his option next year. It's been a very sad go for the King. In fact, I don't remember the bottom falling out of a pitcher's career this quickly. When I mean by quickly, I mean he's just barely 32. Some pitchers don't even have their best year until they're 32. They don't even figure out how to pitch at a big league level to get guys out consistently till they're in their 30s, 31, 32. King Felix at 32 doesn't belong anywhere near a big league mound anymore. And that's sad. And his ERA, what's it up to, 14 or so? Oh, I'm sorry. No, King Felix's spring training ERA right now is 15.9. Okay? He's given up 16 runs per 9. Felix Hernandez. You can't be in my rotation with a spring training ER of 16. Especially with what you showed last season. And it was just awful. Now, we remember King Felix when he was a 19-year-old phenom. Making his first start in Oakland. I remember it. I skipped school that day. I was in college. I was an Idaho Vandal. All right. I skipped class that day. Why? Well, King Felix was pitching a day game in Oakland as the 19-year-old phenom, and I wanted to watch. I stayed home from school that day and watched him. He was terrific. But since he's turned 30, it's not working anymore. I mean, last year he pitched in 29 games before being, exiled from the rotation. His ERA was 5.55. And if you remember, Mariner fans, this is last year when the Mariners were in the mix, when they were in the hunt, Felix was killing them. And it was so hard for Mariner fans to deal with because for so long, King Felix and Ichiro carried just a lousy Mariner team throughout an entire stinking decade. And it was ugly. You would go to Safeco Field at the time. If the King wasn't pitching, 11,000 people are there. 9,000. Get a good seat wherever you want to go. On King Felix Day, and that was like a thing. Happy King Felix Day. Remember that, Mariner fans? When the King was pitching, and then all of a sudden he's got his own court section. And there's 33,000 people there. Even for a lousy Mariner team. If King was pitching, people were going there. It was just a different deal. Well, that's not the case anymore. And the reason I want to talk about this one, and I'll read some emails too, is that the Mariners have already basically said Scott Service, the manager, isn't going to pitch King Felix on opening night. Opening night or opening day, whatever you're going to call it, that's in Tokyo. The Mariners play the first games of the season. What is that? Like Thursday the 21st, Wednesday the 20th? It's like sometime next week. The Mariners are playing major league games in Oakland. They're starting the season a week early. It's lame. I don't like it either, but that's the case. And King Felix isn't getting the nod. Now, King Felix is on a consecutive streak of 10 opening day starts. That's tied for the fourth longest ever, starting on opening day. And that streak is going to end. And Felix is not happy about it. He feels he should still get to start. He's still making the most money. He's still a leader and a captain of this team. And let's be honest, it's one game out of 162. It would probably be, I'll be honest, a nice gesture for the Mariners. Hell, they're bringing Ichiro on this trip. Hell, they're suiting Ichiro up on this trip. Heck, they're playing Ichiro on this trip in Tokyo. Now, Ichiro is from Japan, sure. If this series was in Venezuela, would we have to start the King? I'm sure they would. But this thing is in Japan, and King Felix is not starting. I'll be honest, completely honest. He should not start. Marco Gonzalez has earned that start. This should be Marco's rotation. He should be the ace, the front man of this thing. He earned that last year. He's earned that spot. Now, I understand preserving King's streak, 11 in a row would be nice. Heck, that probably would not be topped in my Mariner lifetime. I will never see another Mariner starter start opening day for a decade consecutively. I will never see that. King Felix is mad. He said this, and I quote, when asked about whether he was upset, King Felix said, yeah, I knew it was going to happen. Yeah, you should have known it was going to happen because you can't pitch anymore. And this isn't Little League. No, dude, we wear caps and sleeves at this level, son. I mean, at what point this season are the Mariners at least going to try to be competitive? Keeping Ichiro Suzuki on the roster just to send him off, to let him play in front of his home country once, cool story. I'm not saying it's not. Good deal. Good stuff. I'm happy that the Mariners are able to give Ichiro that gift. I don't know how many innings he's going to play. I don't know where he's going to be in the rotation. I don't know any of that stuff. I just know Ichiro, they've all said it, he's going to play next week. King Felix, I don't know where they're going to use him. I don't want Felix Hernandez in the starting rotation. I want him to earn it. I mean, if King had a good spring and completely, again, what he needs to do, become a different pitcher. I mean, you can't, it's really hard, okay, to be a solid pitcher in this league now when you're pitching 91. People just aren't afraid of you. They can hit you. And if you can, figure out a way to, to base everything off your changeup like Jamie Moyer was able to do, which, trust me, nobody can do. There's been a couple of dudes who've been able to hang out in the bigs till their mid-40s pitching like that. That's it. You don't think everybody would want to do that? Of course they would. So if King's tried to say, well, I'll just become like a Moyer and I'll just try to blow people by with, a 84-mile-an-hour changeup and try to work my other pitches around that. If he tried, he was unsuccessful. King Felix has an ERA of a 15.95 right now. He doesn't deserve the opening day start. He didn't deserve it last year. Last year, I thought, was the King Felix appreciation. Okay, we'll give you the opening day nod again. We love you. The fans love you. It's at home. I was at that game. I want to see King start. He's earned it. Okay? And then I saw King pitch last year. And he didn't earn this one. And it's awfully nice for the Mariners if they were to do that. I mean, it's an awfully nice thing to do. Hey, you're not good anymore, but we still like you, so we're still just going to throw you out there and be the starter on opening day. And we'll probably lose the game because of it. Even though, hey, there's 162 of these things. You don't need to sweat one game. Let's honor a legend, a potential Hall of Fame pitcher. Potential. I don't think he's got the hard numbers to get in. We'll see. We'll see. It took Edgar 10 years. Maybe it takes King that too. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm sorry, but when you come into the league like King did at 19, but by the time you're 30, it's over. The people who come into the league at 19, those are the dudes who win like 300 games and stuff because they pitch till they're 37, 38. They pitch 20 big league seasons and they're never bad. Even towards the end, though, they figure out new ways to get people out. King never did. If he he's tried and he's failed, or he's just too arrogant about it. He's like, no, I can still get dudes out, and he can't. I don't know what it is. If he's tried and failed, I don't know. But I don't want King Felix starting opening day. He doesn't deserve it. And let's not be the team, the Mariners, where we give the lifetime achievement, everybody gets a ribbon team. Let's not be those guys. Let's not waste a roster spot for a younger player we could be developing because we're going to use it on some old fart because we want to tip our cap for him one more time at the ballpark. King Felix had a great run. He started 10 consecutive opening days. Terrific. Gosh, it's amazing. Again, Seattle's decision, this is coming from ESPN.com, ends Felix Hernandez's run of 10 consecutive opening day starts. It was the longest active streak coming to an end. By the way, who was the last starter before King Felix for Seattle on opening day? You know that question? You know the answer to that? Oh, it was a gem of a Mariner. Just a gem. Eric Bedard was the last Mariner to start on opening day before the King. And King was on that team, wasn't he? Why the heck did Bedard get the opening day nod over Hernandez then? Who's Mike Hargrove? Who's managing that team? Not starting the King. Anyway, yeah, Felix isn't happy about it. Okay, that's fine. I'm not saying he should be happy about it, but he should realize where his skills lie now. He should realize that, you know what, let's earn it around here. King Felix. Anyway, wanted to talk about that today, kind of share my thoughts on that one. Here's one. Here's Kelly. Kelly says, "Hi, Johnny. I think Antonio Brown is a great receiver and will do well in Oakland, and Pittsburgh still has Juju. They should be fine. But what the heck do I know about football? Johnny, speaking of cooking bacon in the oven, line the baking sheet with parchment cookie liner sheets. There's no mess. Just toss it in the garbage when done and maybe wipe up a little. So easy." I appreciate the cooking tip, Kelly. Here's what I do. I have my cooking sheet. Instead of using the parchment cookie liner, I just use regular old tin foil. I get a lot of it, and I build like big tin foil walls around so none of the grease can get out of it. And I'll bake that bacon, and when it's all done, I can just crumple up the tin foil and throw it away. Easy peasy. Yeah, I can't believe I've cooked bacon in a frying pan for so long, dude. How many times I get burnt from the grease popping up? You put that stuff in the oven, let it sit there for certain minutes. Now, maybe you can't get it as crusty. I don't know. I'm digging it, man. I cook bacon on weekends, pretty much every weekend, and that stuff, you kidding me? Yeah, that goes in my oven. I'm not putting bacon in a frying pan anymore. Ballgame Show, Bench Warmers, Pub and Grill. Heck yeah! Sports Talk Radio. Appreciate everybody for hanging out. Buy or sell. Rockin' Sons Tire and Auto. We play buy or sell every Monday on this program. I got a few coming in. Let's get some more. We'll do buy or sell. We come back. Ballgame Show, Bench Warmers, Pub and Grill. We love it.
His wife's words echoed in his mind.
You never fix anything around here.
Well, today that would change. He would fix the water heater. He'd show her that he was the handyman of this house. He was more than capable. Oh, no. Covered it. August 14th, 2008. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
See your local Farmers Insurance agent, Greg Blackman, in LeGrand. MJ Goss Motors has been your community-minded local auto dealership for almost 100 years. There's a reason Goss Motors has been one of the most successful businesses in the history of Eastern Oregon. Goss Motors supports local businesses and makes sure you're taken care of. They have a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. Goss Motors, your Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC dealer, complete with the GM-certified service department. And you get a free car wash with every type of service. Community-minded, MJ Goss Motors in downtown LeGrand since 1922.
Hi, this is James Gorham at Mountain Valley Therapy. When it comes to the most important things in life, you should get to decide. Your health should be no different. Luckily, when improving and restoring your life through physical therapy, the power is in your hands. You have a choice. Even if your referral recommends you go to a specific clinic, Mountain Valley Therapy will accept any and all referrals. Your health isn't something that should be left in the wrong hands, so exercise your right to make the right choice. For more information, call 962-0830 or find us online at mountainvalleytherapy.biz.
Hello, Johnny.
Baby doll, just give me a second here. You were right. Not taking your car to Island City Speed Loop was a mega mistake. It's a mistake I've learned from, baby doll. Please.
Well, I would hope so. When it comes to maintenance for your dollar, there's no comparison to Island City Speed Loop.
I miss you. The cats, Mookie and Ray Ray, miss you.
Johnny, I can't. You taking my car to that third-rate chop shop was a deal breaker. Bye-bye, Ballgame.
Preserve your relationships with responsible vehicle maintenance at Island City Speed Loop.
The current Northeast Oregon road conditions are as follows. On I-84, there are no road closures to report at this time. Clear roads are being reported in the Meacham and Cabbage Hill area, as well as the Ladd Canyon and Baker City areas, too. There is a minimum chain restriction in effect, though. You are required to carry chains or traction tires regardless of current conditions. For more road condition updates, stay tuned throughout the day or visit tripcheck.com.
All right, welcome back. Sports Talk Radio on Super Talk Radio, the Johnny Ballgame Show. No Blazer game tonight, but tomorrow in Staples Center. Unfortunately, not to play the Lakers, but to play the Clippers. And the Clippers right now are twice as good as the Lakers. That's a big one tomorrow. Clippers helped the Blazers out last week, beating Oklahoma City. The Blazer fans needed that. Blazer fans, you got that. So this week you have the Clippers on Tuesday. And then there's another game not till after that. They play on Friday, I believe. That's versus the Pelicans on Friday, and they got the Spurs on Saturday. Those are the three Blazer games this week. Catch every one of them right here on Super Talk Radio. Let's go. Brought to you by Rock & Sons Tire and Auto. That's rockandsons.net. You get terrific deal on tires this time. Springing into spring. Time to get the new tires. Time to get to Rock & Sons Tire and Auto. Let's have some fun. We call this Buy or Sell. First one, Johnny, buy or sell. Tim Brown was better than Antonio Brown is. He's talking Tim Brown, you could say one of the great, if not the greatest Raiders receiver ever. Tim Brown is in Canton, Ohio's Pro Football Hall of Fame. I met Tim Brown once. I saw him in Boise, Idaho. He was calling a game, and I said, Tim Brown, hey, good to see you. And Tim Brown looked at me and said, hey, it's good to be seen. I was cracked up at that. I'm going to sell this. Look, Antonio Brown's not in the Hall of Fame only because he's not eligible. You can compare statistical data on this where you could argue that Antonio Brown on several occasions has been the best receiver in the entire sport. Now, there was never a time during Tim Brown's Hall of Fame career that you could say Tim Brown's the best receiver in all of football. Can't say that. Antonio Brown has 6 consecutive years with 100 pass receptions, right? That's your number one, dude. No question. For me, Antonio Brown is a better football player than Tim Brown. Tim Brown, a legend, Heisman winner in the Hall of Fame. But you look at both their statistics, maybe AB won't do much for the next 8 years, because Tim Brown played, and that's a skill too, in my opinion, being able to last a long time in this league. And Tim Brown lasted, 17 years? But Tim Brown led the league in one category one time. That was in Oakland. He had 104 receptions. He led the league in catches. He had 5 touchdowns that year. No, I'm selling. Good one, though. Let's have some fun with this today. Buy or sell Rock & Sons Tire and Auto. Johnny, buy or sell Wayne Tinkle is the Pac-12 Coach of the Year. Steiner, I got to go against you on this. I'm selling this. Tinkle's had a terrific season. His son, Trace Tinkle, first team all-league, right? Got another kid, second team for Oregon State. Was it one of the Robinson kids? One of those two kids, the brothers. Those guys, Robinson, Slippy Slappy, Stevenson. Anyway, the head coach for me that wins this award's Mike Hopkins at Washington. Washington was so far ahead of the rest of the group here, and I know they're nothing special either. They may not even go to the tournament. Washington, who's going to win the Pac-12 regular season championship, might not go to the tournament if they bow down early, no pun intended, in the league tournament. But no, if I was voting Pac-12 Coach of the Year, my vote goes to Mike Hopkins at UW. Keep them coming. Buy or sell. The Warriors sweep any of their playoff series this year. Oh, this is a good one. Will the Warriors sweep anyone? You know what? I'm going to buy this. I think they will sweep some opponents. I just still think there's going to be a different mindset come playoff time. I just do. I just think there's going to be a switch, if you will, and they're going to start looking like the Warriors come playoff time. I just think that's going to happen. Now, it may not. Now, again, they lost at home to Phoenix. They lost on the road in Orlando. Like, they have unspeakable losses this year. I don't get it either. But I still think come playoff time, they get the Clippers round one. They get the Spurs round one. I think those are sweeps. Whether or not Steve Kerr is ticked off at Draymond. All right, next one. Johnny, Ryan Tannehill will be a week one starter this year. Buy or sell? I think I sell this. You know, I think Ryan Tannehill, unfortunately, unless it's in Miami and they just keep him, because I don't know what Miami's doing at quarterback right now. As far as I know, they're going to bring back Tannehill, even though reports say that they're not going to do that. I don't think they should. I think they should move on. Don't go into year 8 of the Tannehill era when years 1 through 7 didn't get you where you wanted to go. I'm going to sell this. Yeah, I'm going to say Tannehill's backing somebody up week 1. He's in Chicago backing up Trubisky. Something like that. I don't know. Johnny, the Lakers should tank. Buy or sell? I'll buy that. Yeah, they're not going. They basically have been tanking. And now we're hearing that Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball will be gone the rest of the year. They're bringing up a 33-year-old from the G League. I think it's safe to say the Lakers are tanking. We'll see what LeBron's minutes look like, too. So, yeah, I think I think they're tanking. Next one. Johnny, Antonio Brown will miss the Pro Bowl as a Raider in 2019. Buy or sell? I don't know why I would buy this. I think it's a good spot. And I think AB's going to get his targets. He's going to get his numbers. It's not like they had Juju Smith-Schuster that whole time in Pittsburgh taking away all these targets. He's been the man before, and he's in the Pro Bowl. I'll buy this. I'll buy. AB will still have Pro Bowl numbers. What else we got? Major League Soccer week 1 was huge for the league. Buy or sell? What happened? Please tell me, Soccer Geek. Like, what happened? What was so bitchin' about MLS week 1 that it was so huge for the league? Now, I'll tell you, I did do some MLS this weekend. I watched the Atlanta United, play against an expansion team. And I really did see this. No, not joking. I saw 70,000 people in maybe the worst sports town in this country, Atlanta, Georgia. I was born in Atlanta, okay? That's a bad sports town. Okay, maybe the worst sports town in this country. Fill out a beautiful stadium, fill it with 70,000 people for a soccer match. But what else? I mean, was I supposed to be captivated by MLS Week 1? I get it. Soccer geek, you're happy. The MLS is back. Great. But I don't know what happened there. Here's a funny one. Johnny, Wisconsin's former quarterback Alex Hornibrook transferring to Florida State will put the Seminoles into CFP contention? Hell no. I'm selling this. And I was talking to my boy Jula about this, my Florida State guy. And he was saying even the fact that Florida State is now taking grad transfers and stuff should tell you what you need to know about Florida State football and its current state. Could you see Florida State 10 years ago fooling around with some grad tranny from Wisconsin? Hell no. If you were a grad transfer, you wouldn't have wanted to go to Florida State. You're not going to win that job. It's just crazy where Florida State is right now. You know who they play next? Florida State. You know who they open the season with? You know, Florida State. They play Boise State. Boise can win that. It's on a neutral site, too, in Jacksonville, the house that Nick Foles rebuilt. All right, Johnny, Vince Young will attempt a comeback after being fired by his alma mater. Buy or sell? You know, I'm selling. Vince Young's had a tough go, okay? I'm not going to kick Vince Young when he's down. He made horrible business investments. He lost like his entire first contract. And that was when first contracts, first rounders, when you were still getting mega paid. That wasn't under the new CBA for Vince Young. So he got a ton of cash from the Titans. Apparently, I read an article. He filed for bankruptcy. Blames people, wrong business moves and whatnot. And basically, his alma mater, Texas, gave him kind of a courtesy hire. They hired him as a assistant athletic director type of thing. By the way, if you don't know this, every big university has like seven people who all have the assistant athletic director title. So they go, you're assistant athletic director / sports information guy. But yeah, Texas hired Vince Young back and paid him like $100,000 a year because just to be Vince Young. They wanted to send him to booster luncheons, to gala dinners, bowl games, golf tournaments. Oh, here's Vince Young, ex-Longhorn great. Take a picture with them. Oh, there's Vince Young. That's what they wanted, and good for them. But apparently Vince Young wasn't showing up for work. He wasn't putting any effort into the position, and they fired him. Vince Young can't play football anymore. No. None of these leagues want Vince Young. I'm telling you, they don't. It's a sad deal with Vince Young. It really is. What's up next here? Johnny, LeBron will not be a Laker this time next season. Buy or sell? Selling. LeBron's going to be a Laker, you guys. But they're going to trade him. I know he does not have a no-trade clause. He doesn't. In order to get a no-trade clause, okay, you need to be in the NBA for 8 years or older, and you need to be with your current team for 4 or more years. LeBron is not with the Lakers 4 or more years. He doesn't have a no-trade clause. They're not allowed to give him one. So yes, the Lakers could trade LeBron. I'm going to sell that. I don't think they will. Johnny, LeVar Ball created his own high school All-America game just because his son didn't get picked for the McDonald's or Jordan brand. Buy or sell? I don't know a whole ton on this. I'll talk about it in a bit. But for now, I'm just going to buy it because, yeah, it does make sense. If the McDonald's All-America game and the Jordan brand All-America game, which are the big two, if they don't invite LaMelo, LeVar's youngest son, I could easily see LeVar Ball doing a big baller brand high school All-America game, of course. highlighted by his son. It's funny, he created his own game just because his kid didn't get invited to the other ones. And here's the deal. They can't invite him. LeVar, you blew it when you pulled your kid out of high school, shipped him over to Lithuania, and had him play in a ragtag dirt pro league over there. Professional. He's not eligible for the McDonald's game, dude. And if there's some loopholes you can dance around to get him eligible there, I don't know what those are. But LaMelo Ball was playing professionally in Lithuania. You're not eligible to play in the McDonald's high school game. You shouldn't be eligible to play high school. You shouldn't be eligible to play college under those rules. So I don't even know what's going on with that. But LeVar Ball, this year, by the way, it's been so nice. It's been so nice not having to hear LeVar Ball's opinion on stuff. Oh, so choice. Big fan. Rockin' Sons Tire and Auto. Buy or sell every Monday. Right on this program. Appreciate you. One more for you. By the way, quickly, a halftime score. Wow. Oregon Tech is throttling College of Idaho 52-29 at halftime of their Final Four game in the CCC in the NAIA National Tournament. 2 CCC schools left. I'm pulling for the Yotes. I don't know if you guys are going for the Owls or not, but the 2 Cascade Conference teams still left. They're playing each other right now. The winner goes to the Natty, and I hope it's the College of Idaho. Johnny, Draymond Green is more valuable to the Golden State Warriors than Kevin Durant. Buy or sell? Sell. What world are you living in if you really think Draymond is more important than Durant? Okay, Durant won Finals MVP the last 2 years. Now, you could argue to say what Draymond does for them is absolutely worth it, special, a key element to what they do. Yes, I agree with all of that. But he's not more valuable to the team than Kevin Durant. Okay, if that's what it's coming down to, dude, they're gonna pick Durant. Draymond can go play in Memphis. Yeah, come on, man. Kevin Durant is more valuable than Draymond Green. Rockin' Sons Tire and Auto. Buy or sell every Monday on the Johnny Ballgame Show, Bench Warmers Pub and Grill. Give me a quick one.
It's time now for your local weather forecast. In LeGrand tonight, generally cloudy skies with periods of snow late, low of 28 degrees. For tomorrow, cloudy and windy with snow early in the day with a high near 37. In Baker City tonight, partly cloudy conditions, low of 26 degrees. And for tomorrow, cloudy and windy with snow and a high near 37. This weather forecast is brought to you by Island City Market and Deli. AMSOIL lubricants are engineered friction-reducing synthetics. For optimum fuel efficiency and extreme temperature performance, regular oil just can't touch. No matter what you drive, operate, or ride, you need AMSOIL. Ask for AMSOIL today only at Island City Market and Deli.
Hey sports fans, this is Ronald Bond, sports editor at the LeGrand Observer, reminding you to tune in every Wednesday at 5:35 p.m. It's the local sports report on the Johnny Ballgame Show with Observer sports editor Ronald Bond. We dig into EOU and high school sports, football, basketball, baseball, wrestling, track. You name it, we cover it. Wednesdays, 5:35 p.m. on the Johnny Ballgame Show. You don't want to miss it.
It's time now for a community calendar update. The Meals on Wheels program in Union County is in need of volunteers to deliver meals to seniors at their homes. If you are interested in helping out, stop by the Community Connection of Union County office at 1504 North Albany Street in LeGrand or call 541-963-7532. Veterans of Foreign Wars High Valley Post 4060 is holding bingo each Wednesday at the VFW Hall in Union. The doors will open at 5 p.m. with early bird games starting at 6 and regular games at 7. For more information, contact Cora at 541-562-6153. If you or someone you know is struggling with alcohol, there are many Alcoholics Anonymous meetings in our area. To learn more about upcoming meetings or to speak with someone in Alcoholics Anonymous, visit OregonAADistrict29.org. This community calendar update is brought to you by Claudson Sew & Soak, Viking and Pfaff machines for beginner to expert, plus financing for any budget. Tired of that old machine? Upgrading is easy. Get started today and sew something good at Claudson's in LeGrand.
Welcome back, Johnny Ballgame Show, Bench Warmers Pub and Grill. NFL free agency pretty much kicked off today. Teams now officially able to begin the negotiation process. They can officially sign with their new team Wednesday when the league officially becomes the 2019 NFL season. That's just in a couple of days. This is a fun time of year for sports fans. Conference championship week for college hoops, NFL free agency, NBA getting ready for its playoff push, baseball in spring training, heck, college baseball, heck, MLS, soccer going on right now. There's some good stuff, so I appreciate everybody on this show for being a part of it. A couple of new things. Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, is now a member of the Kansas City Chiefs. 3 years, $42 million. Gosh, you know what? Earl Thomas better hope there's a market somewhere for him. Because right now, 2 safeties off the board. Landon Collins to Washington and Tyrann Mathieu to Kansas City. Where's Earl going? It looks right now he's going to go to San Francisco. So Seahawks fan, brace yourself for Richard Sherman and Earl Thomas wearing 49er uniforms, running out of the half-empty stadium tunnel in Santa Clara. Yep, Earl Thomas. I don't know where else he's going to go. Maybe the Cowboys still too, but they have other issues, I think. We'll see. I'm guessing he goes to the Niners. Also, Seahawks fans, you just lost Mike Davis, your second or third string running back. Mike Davis was a tough runner for Seattle. I'm sad to see Mike Davis lose. I'm sad to see the Seahawks lose him. He will play for the Chicago Bears. The Bears are trying to get rid of Howard. They're going to bring in Mike Davis. He'll run behind in Chicago there. A good offensive line. So Mike Davis is a good player. So good for them adding the Bears adding Mike Davis. Just a couple of those things rolling around here too. I did look this up, and yeah, apparently LeVar Ball created his own high school all-star game so his son would have a game to play in. I'm not lying on this. The Big Baller Brand All-America game, which I'm sure everybody is going to be really excited about, coming to Las Vegas on March 31st. So they're in Vegas. Tickets are available now or at the door. It's at Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. I'm looking at the roster here, and Big Baller Brand has 2 players that are considered top 25 recruits in the class. One is Jaden McDaniels. That's a Seattle kid. I know my Huskies are trying to get him. He's still uncommitted. And the other one is LaMelo Ball, I believe. Here's the issue, though. A lot of these players, this is according to 247 Sports, a lot of these other players that Ball has invited to play in his game, okay, they've refused because they feel if they take the floor against LaMelo Ball, they'll lose their high school and college eligibility immediately. Like I said, I don't see how you can tiptoe around LaMelo Ball not playing professionally. He played in a professional Lithuania league. As far as I know, he received whatever they paid. He was a professional player there, as far as I know. And I knew LeVar was going to, look, when LeVar took the two kids over there, the Balls had never been discussed this much. They were everywhere at that time, sadly. I know it bugged the hell out of me too. But they were everywhere for a while there. All Ball in the family. They had their own Facebook show. Jello was getting busted stealing purses in China. UCLA didn't want him back. They quit. LeVar Ball didn't like the way his LaMelo's high school coach was coaching him. I mean, just to me, just absolutely petty there. And he pulled them both out and shipped them off to Lithuania to play in a pro league. It didn't get any attention. Nobody cared about it. LiAngelo didn't even get a Summer League NBA invite from it. LiAngelo Ball, I don't know where he's playing. He's probably working on a music career. I don't know. Helping his brother. I don't know what the middle Ball kid is up to. If there is a league he's playing in. I'm not sure. Now, LaMelo is supposed to be a legit prospect, though. A future NBA kid. A big-time college player. Hopefully, for his sake, he has college eligibility. Because I think his dad took it away. But there's another game, and look, if this is a showcase to get players who aren't invited to the McDonald's game or the Jordan Brand game, then good for them. You know, everybody's ripping LeVar and LaMelo on this like, oh, you didn't get invited to the McDonald's All-America game, so you had to ask your daddy to, build your own All-Star game. I don't know. Maybe you guys know more than me on this. I don't know. I'm not trying to rip the Ball family. They're just trying to get theirs like everybody else is trying to get theirs. They're a little loud and obnoxious at sometimes and stay in your lane or never lost and stuff like that. Sure, it can be annoying. I get you. I totally understand why folks get extremely annoyed by the Ball family. I completely get it. But if this new All-Star game helps a kid or two who's uncommitted find a college to play for, then good for him on that. But what I want to know is where does LeVar's revenue come from? Like, how is he able to build all this? I mean, I guess he gets corporate sponsors, sure. But he's got to rent the arena, get the arena on board for this. I don't know where that comes from. Big Baller Brand must be doing something. Like, how do they do stuff, anything like this? Unless LeVar's not making any money off this, he's just loaning his brand and trying to get in the mix somehow to get this All-Star game going. I don't know. I don't know where he makes his money. Is Lonzo, have him on a stipend? I mean, Lonzo's making, $5-6 million a year as the number 2 pick? Lonzo's okay with the Lakers. Lonzo's got some endorsement deals, I'd imagine. Is Lonzo footing the bill on this? Lonzo can pay his own bills. I don't know about LiAngelo and LaMelo or LeVar. Anyway, I don't think this is an awful thing. Am I going to watch the game? Of course not. No interest whatsoever. I used to watch the McDonald's game. But now I don't even remember the last time I watched the McDonald's game. But no, LeVar Ball has created the Big Baller Brand All-America game. And a lot of people are saying he did this because his youngest son, who is the marquee player in this game, was not invited to the McDonald's game or the Jordan Brand game because they question his eligibility. And they don't give a crap about him enough to risk the future of their brand, of what they do. Michael Jordan was a McDonald's All-American. Okay? The McDonald's All-America game is almost 40 years old. Like, that's been around a long time. And it's going to be damned if LeVar Ball is going to ruin it by trying to get his kid to play in it when his kid last year, for what everybody thought, was playing professionally in Lithuania. Now, maybe he wasn't playing. He wasn't a pro, but he was playing in a pro league. I don't know how you swing that. Because he's playing for some, like, high school right now. Isn't LaMelo Ball? He's playing in some high school somewhere, like Ohio or something. Like, how'd they even get him into that if he was playing professionally in Lithuania last year? So, again, there's a lot of hoops and stuff. I'm not exactly sure how it goes. But, no, that All-Star game, the Big Baller Brand All-American game, nah, we're good. See you in a second.
Knee-High Enterprises in Baker City provides options for you and services that you might not even realize. How about new doors or windows for your home or business? You'll save a ton on energy costs. How about vinyl signs or banners for an event you have, or putting your business logo on a vehicle? Knee-High Enterprises in Baker City does all of that and more throughout the entire valley. New garage door openers and installation service. They're the best. Open Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. Knee-High Enterprises. Big enough for the big jobs, small enough to care.
I'm online every day, so it just makes sense to do my banking online too. I can check my balances, transfer funds, and even pay bills all from my laptop. It's so easy. I don't even have to leave home.
Old West Federal Credit Union, a better way to bank. Federally insured by NCUA. Online at oldwestfcu.org.
The current Northeast Oregon road conditions are as follows. On I-84, there are no road closures to report at this time. Clear roads are being reported in the Meacham and Cabbage Hill area, as well as the Ladd Canyon and Baker City areas, too. There is a minimum chain restriction in effect, though. You are required to carry chains or traction tires regardless of current conditions. For more road condition updates, stay tuned throughout the day or visit tripcheck.com.
My, yes, I must admit that I have never knew love like this before, and I adore everything about you. I do mean every part of, for making someone this beautiful. Have mercy, I wanna kiss your father. You're the kind of girl I wanna get closer to, become the most of you, like love is supposed to do. Cause I fell straight into your trap, and since they say love is blind, I'm the Ray Charles of rap. And I'm waiting for you to put me in your mix.
Appreciate everybody. Ballgame show, Bench Warmers Pub and Grill. The Blazers have been, let's be honest, they've been up and down the last week and a half or so after finishing that road trip off in wonderful fashion. Don't get me wrong. That was great that way. But losing a couple of games that they probably should have won. The game in Memphis when Mike Conley just goes nuts on them. And then last week against Oklahoma City, another instance of that. But they've gotten help here and there. Right now, the Blazers are in a dead heat tie with Oklahoma City. Now, remember, Oklahoma City has tiebreaker, but they're in a tie right now with OKC. If you look at the schedules, the Blazers have an easier schedule than the Thunder. Now, I don't know if that's going to play out, how it will or not, but the Blazers have an easier, more manageable schedule than OKC. Now, that's for the 4 seed, because right now, Houston has a 1-game lead on Portland and OKC. I mean, it is stinking tight up there. Well, where's Utah? Well, right now, Utah coming off a loss. They still remain 2.5 games behind Portland and OKC. Okay, it gets even crazier. Tied with Utah, essentially, are San Antonio and the LA Clippers. That's where the West is right now. And it's nuts, dude. I mean, basically, 3, 4, and 5 are all tied, okay? The Rockets, the Thunder, and the Blazers. 3, 4, 5 seeds tied. Okay? But what's crazier is 6, 7, and 8 are all tied too. I mean, I don't think it happens, but I've seen crazier. I mean, if the Blazers say go on say the Blazers end up losing, say 5 out of their last 6 games, something like that. I mean, they could go from the 3 seed to the 7 seed in 5 games. They could go from the 4 seed to the 8 seed. I mean, it's not out of the ordinary. It's not out of the realm that the Blazers could be playing the Warriors in a 1 versus 8, like what happened a couple of years ago. Like, that's still possible. Now, I don't think that happens. I think the Blazers will probably be 4th, 5th, or 6th. I'll give them one of those 3 spots. And as far as future opponents, look, I don't think I want OKC. I don't think I want Houston. I guess that means we'll take Utah, but I don't think they'll get to play Utah. I think the Blazers are going to play Houston or OKC. Who do you want? Who do you think you match up better against? Now, though, OKC would be about the most exciting series ever. Maybe they match up better against Houston, but with Chris Paul healthy, I wouldn't say that either. It's going to be an interesting stretch run. Until then, here's the news. We'll be back.
Eastern Oregon's home for news, talk, weather, and sports. This is KLBM LeGrand and KBKR Baker City. Super Talk Radio, the
Proposed
talk of
budget,
Eastern Oregon.
airplane disaster. I'm Ann Cates. President Trump has unveiled his spending blueprint for fiscal 2020.
The $4.7 trillion White House proposal calls for saving hundreds of billions with a 5% cut to all non-defense discretionary spending. A hike in Pentagon funding to $750 billion would be a 5% increase. Russell Vogt is the acting budget director here.
And to be clear, this is not funding for endless wars. This is for research and development and procurement to fund the most awe-inspiring military the world has ever known.
The plan, with its 5% domestic spending cuts and projections for strong economic growth, predicts a balanced budget 15 years from now, but it has trillion-dollar deficits for at least the next 4 years. Bob Costantini, the White House.
A team of U.S. aviation experts has arrived at the site of an Ethiopian Airlines crash with the Boeing plane involved under scrutiny.
In late October, a 737 MAX 8 flown by Lion Air crashed off the coast of Indonesia. Now, doubts are rising about one of Boeing's most popular jets. Ethiopian Airlines grounding its 4 remaining 737 MAX 8s, and China ordering its entire 97 plane fleet to be out of the air until more details on the latest crash emerge. In a statement, Boeing saying, based on the information available, we do not have any basis to issue new guidance to operators. I'm Kristen Holmes reporting.
Much of Venezuela is still without power. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says the country is in ruins.
The World Bank ranks Venezuela's business environment 188th out of 190 countries. Only Somalia and Eritrea are worse. The United States did not do that. The expropriations of land and industry and an end to the rule of law did that.
On Wall Street, the Dow gained 201 points. I'm Ann Cates.
Here's some great news. If you missed the deadline to sign up for health insurance, or more importantly, if you sign up for a plan that you're just not happy with, you still have a choice. It's called Medi-Share, and Medi-Share is a Christian healthcare sharing program. It's been around for 25 years. They have more than 400,000 members now around the country. And get this, over the years, Medi-Share members have shared more than $2 billion of each other's medical bills, so they could help share your needs too. And best of all, you could save a lot of money with Medi-Share. The typical savings for a family is around $500 a month. Your savings could be more or less, but think about what you could do with that extra money every month. So if you think you're stuck with a high-cost health plan that doesn't have much to offer, think again. You can join Medi-Share anytime, so call them today and check it out. There's no pressure. They're super easy to talk to. 844-91-BIBLE. That's 844-91-BIBLE. 844-91
It's time now for your local weather forecast. In LeGrand tonight, generally cloudy skies with periods of snow late, low of 28 degrees. For tomorrow, cloudy and windy with snow early in the day with a high near 37. In Baker City tonight, partly cloudy conditions, low of 26 degrees. And for tomorrow, cloudy and windy with snow and a high near 37. This weather forecast is brought to you by LeGrand Gold and Silver, family owned and managed for over 35 years. Your trusted local experts for fine jewelry and precious metals. Shop LeGrand Gold and Silver's full line of quality jewelry, gifts, and coins, and find the perfect gift that will be cherished for a lifetime.
A house would be easy to manage if it were just a box. But we cut holes in it. Doors, windows. We add things, change things. We heat it, illuminate it, take showers. So how do you get your home to work efficiently and save money? Simple. Just visit energytrust.org/myhome. Energy Trust of Oregon provides cash incentives and advice on using less energy or even making your own, all so you can get more from your energy.
For folks that live the country lifestyle, be sure to catch the all-new D&B radio show, hosted by Matt Breckwald. Whether you're a rancher managing thousands of acres or a backyard enthusiast with a vegetable garden and flowers, the D&B radio show will cover topics that appeal to all who share a connection to the land and animals. Listen to the D&B radio show every Saturday at noon right here on Super Talk Radio, 1450 and 1490 AM.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care. I ever get back, so let's root for the home team. They don't win, it's a shame. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
The Johnny Ballgame
Bench Warmers Pub and Grill, hour number 3 on a Monday. Appreciate everybody with us on Super Talk Radio. That's 1450 KLBM in Union County, 1490. All you folks listening on KBKR right now, much appreciated throughout Baker County. You can also always watch our programs on our YouTube channel or listen streaming through our website, JohnnyBallGameShow.com. Thank you to everybody for hanging out with us. And don't forget, your Bench Warmers happy hour food menu is until 6 p.m. during the ball game show, Monday through Friday. You can get great stuff like basket of fries, basket of bacon, jalapeno poppers, mozzarella sticks, the jumbo soft pretzel, chips and salsa. Great, easy happy hour menus that your wallet is going to absolutely love. Remember that Bench Warmers happy hour until 6 o'clock every night. So that gives you time to get off work, to go change, whatever you need to do to get to Bench Warmers and order off that happy hour menu before 6 p.m. Let's have some fun with this thing, brought to you tonight by Knee High Enterprises. It's your top story on a Monday. We forget all the time that this is a business, and this is a business off the entertainment branch, all right? Sports at the highest level in this country, on this planet, are about entertainment, okay? It's in the entertainment business. You're talking one of the more lucrative businesses out there, entertainment. Guys like Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is going to make $40 million on the next Mission Impossible movie, okay? $40 million, all right? The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, is making between 20 and 30 mil per movie now. You make a couple, 2, maybe 3 movies in a big year, per year, that's a heck of a run. It's entertainment business. Don't bite the hand that feeds you on that. You know, don't bite the hand that feeds you. And what we need to see, and we see this all the time because it's weird with sports, I mean, you are in the public eye. So when you do something stupid, the whole stinking world knows, man. Like, you kidding me? Like, I mean, some of the stuff I've done, lucky, I don't want to get into it, right? I mean, the whole world knows when you say or do something stupid. And when you're running your team the wrong way, it's pretty easy for the fans, for the media, beat writers, sports talk radio people, national pundits. It's pretty easy for them to chop you down. And some owners, some GMs, some players, coaches, they just kind of turn into punchlines. Like, this yahoo's still out here doing this stuff. We're still putting up with this yahoo. And the owner of the New York Knicks is a yahoo, James Dolan. As far as I know, he inherited his money from his pops. Good for him. Most rich people do. Not a shock. But James Dolan, the owner of the Knicks, and more importantly, the owner of Madison Square Garden. Okay, that's why the Knicks are the most valuable franchise in the NBA. Not the Warriors, not the Lakers, not the Bulls, not anybody. The stinking Knicks. A basketball team that hasn't been world championship competitive in 20 years. And that's being nice. But their owner is a yahoo. There was an incident where there was actually a fan at a Knicks game because their tickets are like the highest priced in the league too. Beyond me. People are still going. But there was a fan who actually paid money to see that stinking team. They played the Sacramento Kings and they lost. Yeah, Knicks Kings on a Saturday at Madison Square Garden in Manhattan. Yeah, like there was nothing else going on in New York City on a Saturday night. This fan had to go to a Knicks game. Anyway, after the game, he waited for the owner of the team to walk through the tunnel, and he did. And the guy screamed at the owner, "Sell the team." That's what he said. Sell the team. Now, I can understand if you're an owner or a player or a GM or a coach, and there's a fan that, let's say, throws something at you. There's a fan that says, 4-letter words, hurtful, really offensive stuff in your face. Yeah, I can see, where that's inappropriate. I totally can. Especially if they're throwing something, or they're threatening to attack you, or they're threatening to harm you, put their hands on you. I'm all for the owner there. Pick them out and get them out. But in this situation, the fan said, "Hey, James, sell the team." The owner stopped, and he looked at the fan, and he said, and I quote, "So you think I should sell the team? You want to not come to any more games?" That's what he said to the fan. The fan said, "No, it's an opinion." He said, "It's my opinion. Sell the team." And the owner said back to the fan, "No, it's not an opinion. And you know what? Enjoy watching them on TV." And he had a couple of his goons. The owner pointed to his goons. He had a couple of his goons go into the stands and take this guy out and ask him to leave. Now, is he suspended for forever on that? Nobody knows. But a spokesperson for Madison Square Garden said in a statement that was later issued, said, "Our policy is and will continue to be that if you are disrespectful to anyone in our venues, we will ask you not to return." So by the letter of the Madison Square Garden law, that fan is no longer allowed to go to a Knicks game. He screamed to the owner, "Hey, sell the team. Like, we're tired of this. I mean, come on, man. You've had the team now for 15, 20 years. This isn't working. Basketball in New York is a flat-out joke." And the owner had a couple of his goons pick him out, and they kicked him out. I just want you to know, if you're a business owner and it's a failed business, and I would hope you would know that, right? Like, if you weren't doing it as best you can, and somebody had maybe a suggestion or something, maybe they weren't, I mean, it's not like this fan was super nice. He screamed to the owner, "Hey, sell the team." That's what he said. Sell the team. He didn't call him a yahoo. He didn't call him a jerk. He didn't pour beer on him. Okay, we've seen all this stuff. He didn't have a sign. No, he just said sell the team. And the owner pointed him out, had a couple of his goons take him out, and he's no longer allowed to return to a Knicks game, apparently. I mean, he did this, what was it, last year? The owner of the Knicks, when he did this to Charles Oakley, who's like a Knick legend? Anyway. I mean, you would think that if you owned a business and it wasn't running up to snuff, you weren't, the business was failing, and you had some of your customers say, hey, we should sell off. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you would kick them out of your business and say never come back again. You might say, yeah, okay, that's your opinion, but you know what? I'm gonna keep this going, and we're gonna try to get our head above water, and we're gonna try to make this thing go. I mean, at least then maybe I'd respect the guy a little bit. I mean, it's crazy. Here's what Trey Wingo, who hosts Golick and Wingo on ESPN Radio in the morning, here's what he had to say about it.
After the game, Dolan pointed to the fan and nodded towards security, who instructed the fan to be held. It was not clear if the unidentified man had been banned from attending future games, but a Garden spokesman later issued a statement saying, quote, "Our policy is and will continue to be that if you were disrespectful to anyone in our venues, we will ask you not to return." I would offer, if the policy is that the team is so disrespectful, and should fans actually want to continue? This is a joke.
That's Trey Wingo, Golick and Wingo. Isn't that funny? Yeah, I mean, really? I mean, what have the Knicks been to their fan base over the last 20 years? I would say absolutely disrespectful. I mean, we're really the Knicks, Madison Square Garden. No. We're talking New York, where they'll boo Patrick Ewing on any given night. I heard it. Adam Silver has to see stuff like this and just put his face in his hands and just shake his stinking head. You know? Like if you were running, obviously, any type of corporation, and you had a dude that you worked with that was running one branch of the corporation, and he was just a bumble turd. And he just, and he said the wrong thing. He made the wrong action. You're just like, gosh, you are bringing down my league, dude. Think about this. The Knicks, New York, the Knickerbockers, are you kidding me? They should be a flagship franchise for the NBA. They should be one of the most important brands, not in basketball, but in sports. The Knicks should be one of the top 5 or 6 big-time We Matter franchises, you could even say, on this planet. Costs more money to go to a Knicks game than any other NBA game. I mean, this is Madison Square Garden. This is the world's most famous arena. And you're looking at a team, I said that, hasn't really contended for anything in 20 years. I mean, they've been out of the first round one time since 2000 in this millennium. So what are we on? 2019? In the last 19 years, the Knicks have been out of the first rounds, end of the first round once. And since 2000, they've made the playoffs 5 times. Like, if you're Adam Silver, you're like, why are the Knicks costing me dead weight as a commissioner? Like, why? Like, the New York teams are supposed to carry my league. I mean, the NBA is a success right now. Television ratings are doing fine. Players are getting paid more than they ever have, okay, in the NBA. And your New York team needs its hand held, both hands held. Your New York Knicks are in the resource room every day, getting extra help with their homework. Having somebody from the office have to hold their hand to take them to get on the bus after school. The New York Knicks. You know? I mean, the New York Knicks need special stuff. And they should be on the honor roll every year, if you kind of catch the analogy I'm making here. And they're not. I mean, the Knicks need a lot of help here, and it shouldn't be the case. And if you're Adam Silver, the commissioner of this league, and you are having a pretty successful run in spite of the New York Knicks, you made Donald Sterling sell. Obvious reasons there with the Clippers, but Donald Sterling was a horrible owner for you. Certainly before the racial crap went out there with Donald Sterling and you heard about what type of person he was, we knew what type of owner he was. And he was the worst owner of pretty much all 4 North American sports combined. The worst owner was Donald Sterling of the Clippers. They never won. He didn't want to win. He just got the LA market, charged what he could, made a good amount of money every year on it. All right, I don't care if I win or lose. I just want to keep making money. And sure, that's fine, I mean, for you and your family. But I'll tell you, in sports, for a public enterprise, it really stinks for your fan base, man. It really does. And if you're a diehard Knicks fan, dude, you got to be in your 40s because you don't remember anything else. If you're in your 20s right now, you don't remember John Starks dunking on Horace Grant. You don't remember Patrick Ewing and Mark Jackson. You certainly don't remember Walt Clyde Frazier and Earl the Pearl Monroe. You don't remember Allen Houston and Latrell Sprewell. If you're 25 years old and you're a diehard Knicks fan. Isn't that crazy? You don't remember John Starks. Like the Knicks, you are slowing this thing up. You're not carrying your own water. You're in the darn resource room every day because you're a slacker. Not because you're just a slower learner. No, you're not a slower learner. No, you're the New York Knicks. And everybody's need to hold your hand and help you up with this. And you're not handicapped. You have more resources than anybody. It's crazy. Stephen A. Smith, an Island City Speed Lube audio clip. Here's what Stephen A. said earlier today.
Why would I be so annoyed with this, ladies and gentlemen? Why would this rake my nerves? Why would I feel the need as a native, even though I'm a native New Yorker and a diehard lifelong Knicks fan, why would I feel the need to be so agitated, so perturbed, so annoyed beyond comprehension over something this small, almost as small as Dolan? And by small, I mean petty, thin-skinned, weak, and the antithesis of the street fighter he called himself. Why would I feel the need to be so upset? It's very, very simple. Open your damn eyes. If you're going to be in the news for petty stuff like this, why would a free agent want to come here?
Stephen A. Smith earlier today. And people say I yell. People say I'm an up, yell, screamer. Really? Man, I don't think I could do what Stephen A. does on that. I don't know if I'd want to, but good for him. Very successful show, obviously. Absolutely. He makes more money in a week than I make in a year. Good for him. But yeah, did Dalton really call himself a street fighter once? Dolan, I'm sorry. Dalton, no pun intended there, I swear. But yeah, he messed the Knicks up. The Knicks the Knicks being messed up should be 2 straight years missing the playoffs. Okay. We're going on, 7? This will be the 7th consecutive year the Knicks are not in the playoffs. And it will be, again, they haven't been to a conference finals since the year 2000. They have not been to a conference finals since the year 2000. Yeah. Who'd they lose to that year? That would have been Indiana? That would have been the Pacers. They really haven't been good since Jeff Van Gundy was the coach. Why'd they fire Jeff Van Gundy again? I don't remember that. Because they went to Don Chaney, Herb Williams, Lenny Wilkins, Larry Brown, Isaiah Thomas, Mike D'Antoni, Mike Woodson, Derek Fisher, Kurt Rambis, Jeff Hornacek, and now they got David Fizdale. I mean, they've had just as many coaches as anybody. I mean, I love those Knicks teams with Pat Riley. Those were good teams. Those were good squads with Pat Riley. And Jeff Van Gundy was a good NBA coach, too. Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. That's your Knee-High Enterprises top story here on a Monday. They do garage doors and garage door openers better than anybody. And they sell, but they also install. So you'll see the Knee-High vans all throughout the Grand Ronde Valley, Knee-High Enterprises. If it's time for you coming into spring, you want to get the best garage door opener you've ever had, you need Knee-High Enterprises. 10th Street, Baker City, serves the entire Grand Ronde Valley. Is big enough for the big jobs, but small enough to care. Good stuff. Ballgame Show Benchies. We're rolling today.
Winter doesn't stop the serious outdoorsman, and your local Ace Hardware has all the outdoor gear you need to keep going. The freeze may be on, but with Ace, it's fish on. With a full line of steelhead poles, tackle, apparel, and ice fishing gear. Shooting sports in the winter, some of the most rewarding experiences. So stock up on predator calls, ammo, and snowshoes to get you out there. Keep food warm or cool with Cordova, Calcutta, and Yeti coolers. And we now carry a serious line of gloves, hats, and clavas to keep the cold out. Only at Thatcher's Ace Hardware in Baker City and LeGrand Ace Hardware.
Want the best deal in town? Legacy Ford has an oil change special and free check engine diagnosis. Trust Legacy Ford service for work on any make or model. Legacy also offers the best service deal in town with $20 gas and $60 diesel oil changes. Plus, free check engine light diagnosis. Yep, free. Legacy Ford, 7-time President's Exceptional Service Award winner, also offers 0% interest up to 1 year same as cash OAC. So visit legacyford.net to schedule your appointment online or call 963-2161 today.
Hi, my name is Lily. My mom and dad used to fight about money all the time. Then one day, I heard them talking about this guy, some uncle I never knew, called Uncle Sam. Well, they say this Uncle Sam guy wanted them to pay him like $1 gazillion, and they didn't have $1 gazillion. So they called this company they heard on the radio called the Tax Doctor. And the Tax Doctor worked with Uncle Sam's people. I think they're called the IRS. And they were able to work it out so my mom and dad didn't have to pay Uncle Sam very much money at all. So now mom and dad are happy, and I'm happy too. Thanks, Tax Doctor.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call now and pay less. 800-281-0266. 800-281-0266. That's 800-281-0266.
The current Northeast Oregon road conditions are as follows. On I-84, there are no road closures to report at this time. Clear roads are being reported in the Meacham and Cabbage Hill area, as well as the Ladd Canyon and Baker City areas, too. There is a minimum chain restriction in effect, though. You are required to carry chains or traction tires regardless of current conditions. For more road condition updates, stay tuned throughout the day or visit tripcheck.com.
Ship on up to Boston. Can't wait for Mariner opening day. That's at T-Mobile Park. I got to get used to saying that. Honestly, I'm going to try. I'm going to fail. But I'm going to try to not say Safeco Field once this year. I'm going to go for it. What the heck, right? I might as well. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try to say T-Mobile Park all year. I'm going to see how well I can do. I mean, of course I'm going to slippage. I don't know how you can't, right? I mean, T-Mobile Park, I'll probably slip up this show. But I will be at the first game in T-Mobile Park history They're playing the stinking Red Sox, which irritates me because that drives the damn price up. And I got to deal. There will be more Red Sox fans there than Mariner fans. You know that, right? The Red Sox are coming off another World Series victory. This is the first game they will play since winning that World Series. And you know this. Red Sox Nation will pack T-Mobile Park. I will be there. Dude, I wish you would play the Orioles or something, right? Wouldn't that be awesome if they're playing against the Orioles? The Orioles would have no fans there. It would just be Mariner fans, dude. And I'm sitting in the bleachers, and my tickets are going to be like $65 a pop for a bleacher seat at T-Mobile Park. $65. I bought the same seat last year for $40. Thank you, Boston Red Sox. Drove my ticket price up $25. That's not a joke. Not a stinking joke. Text message, my boy Bushy. Johnny, love the shirt today. I'm rocking an old Goonies shirt. Love it. Gavin says, Johnny, it looks like Ryan Healy will take over at third base while Kyle Seager is out with an injury. So Healy's going to play first. So who's at first? Encarnacion? I figured he was DHing. Please tell me it's not Vogelbach. Who else is there to play first, G? You know, we talked some Mariners today. Good idea. You know, Bushy says, Johnny, you need a dollar jar in your studio. And every time you say a bad word, like Safeco Field, you need to put $1 in it. I could take the money after the season and donate it to charity? Give it to the local Little League or something? Where I don't know, do whatever. I don't know, maybe I'll spend it on myself. Go to Bench Warmers and buy a bunch of pitchers of beer and let my chuckleheads come drink it. Something like that. Huh? I could get this. I could get it. Ballgame Show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. Every Monday brought to you by Grumpy's Repair in Baker City. By the way, they are hiring. Grumpy's wants ASE certified techs. They give medical, dental, vision, and retirement at Grumpy's. Those are serious benefits. If you're ASE certified, I don't care where you're working. You might want to call my boy JR at Grumpy's and see what they have in store. Drop off that resume. This is depending on experience for salary, but yeah, those benefits, medical, dental, vision, and retirement, and you can't beat that. And Grumpy's Repair offers that. They're hiring right now. Apply within. Let's have some fun on a Monday. Who's Grumpy? Brought to you by Grumpy's Repair. If you read Steve Kerr's lips yesterday or not, to me it was as evident as reading anybody's lips ever. And you know, this is what's crazy in that line of work. Like, you know how in baseball, all of a sudden, one pitcher one day put his mitt over his mouth and started talking, right? Now everybody in baseball does it. Isn't that crazy? Everybody in baseball. You don't go out to the mound visit without putting your mitt over your mouth. NFL coaches. The coach that's, calling in the play, he's got that big laminated card. He puts it right over his mouth. Don't want you reading my lips. Now in basketball, unfortunately, Steve Kerr doesn't have that type of device. He doesn't have a tool like that. And Steve Kerr was caught on camera yesterday. You can easily read his lips. He said, and I will have to clean it up, he said, I'm so flipping sick of Draymond's crap. That's what he said. Dude, you can hear it. I'm so effing sick of Draymond's ish. That's what he said. And they replayed it and replayed it and replayed it and replayed it. I mean, it's exactly what he said. And it's funny because, look, I don't think Steve Kerr cares all that much. But he's not afraid that Draymond's going to go beat him up or anything. It's just like you see stuff like that. And then that's why, look, I've watched the Warriors play a lot in the Steve Kerr era. And that's never been caught on tape. Saying anything like that. I am so flipping sick of Draymond's crap. I've never seen anything like that. So maybe it is different for this Warriors team, and that's who's grumpy on a Monday. And this doesn't happen very often. Golden State Warrior fan. Look, I would like to think of you as a regular fan base who stuck by the team for the last 25 years when the Warriors were like the biggest joke in the NBA. I'd like to think you were a part of all that too. So I'm not going to treat you like I would treat a Laker fan or a Yankee fan. You know, when Yankee fan and Laker fan are grumpy, I love it. I think it's the coolest thing ever. Red Sox fan, you too. When you're grumpy, I love it. Because welcome to everybody else's world for that brief time period where you're going to be there. And Warrior fans, to me, I don't know if they're there yet. But Warrior fan is grumpy today. You lost to Phoenix last night. That game was in Oracle, in Oakland. And you lost to a team like, I shouldn't say they're not trying to win. Oh, that team was trying to win last night. Well, they're trying to get their signature win of the year, I guess. I mean, right now, Phoenix, they've shockingly won 5 of their last 10. Phoenix is on a great run. Think about that. In the last 10 games, Phoenix has won 5 times. On the whole season, the whole year, they've won a total of 16 games. So, 33% of their games they've won, basically. They've won in the last 10 games, which is basically post-All-Star break. That's pretty crazy on that for Phoenix. But no, Golden State fan, you blow out the Nuggets on Friday, look great doing it, then turn around on Sunday and lose to Phoenix. And you catch your coach on camera really complaining about a guy on your team who gets complained about a lot. Look, I'm not going to be surprised to hear at all that they want to move on from Draymond. Look, Kevin Durant left one place already because he didn't want to play with a dude who wasn't very fun to be around. Oh, he'll do that again. Especially if it's Draymond Green. I mean, he averages, 12 points? Russell Westbrook is one thing. At least he's going to drop 28 a night to help you out. My personal opinion, I don't think Kevin Durant wants to play with Draymond Green anymore. I don't think Clay and Steph care as much. They're not as sensitive as Kevin Durant. But I think part of the reason, if Kevin Durant is going to leave that team, and I never ever would, but if Kevin Durant is going to leave that team, I think he's going to do it because he doesn't want to play with Draymond anymore. He's tired of Draymond's crap, just like Steve Kerr is. And if you're Golden State, you do everything to protect the sanctity of Steph and KD. Clay next, but it's Steph and Durant 1-2. As long as you keep those players in a Warrior uniform, oh, dude, you're going to have massive success. Massive. You can find, in my opinion, another player or two to kind of give you what Draymond gives them. I think you can find that elsewhere. And I would try to find that elsewhere before I do something crazy and let Kevin Durant go to the Clippers. Okay, that's the same division as the Warriors. You really think they want KD and Kawhi, like my boy DP says, going to the Clippers? I don't buy it. It'll be the first time the Clippers really do anything in free agency. They traded for Chris Paul. They drafted Blake Griffin. Did they draft DeAndre Jordan as well? But the Clippers have just never been a hot spot, despite being in LA for free agents. Everybody always talks about them. Oh, well, they might go to the Clippers. LA, Clippers. Clippers never sign big dudes, man. They never sign big name players. And they got Doc Rivers there. Maybe they will this summer. That will be the first time. You want to know who's grumpy on a Monday? The fan base that has the right to be grumpy? Yeah, the Warriors. They've lost 21 games. They've lost 6 out of their last 10. Like, the Warriors are kind of in a slump, man. They've lost 6 out of 10 games, dude. It's crazy. That's who's grumpy on a Monday, brought to you by Grumpy's Repair on H Street, just off I-84 in Baker City. You can't miss Grumpy's when you roll in to the BC. Since 2004, the highest quality professional repair service available. All their techs are all ASE certified. They use nothing but state-of-the-art technology at Grumpy's. Dependability and safety, that's paramount at Grumpy's. You will know and you'll love how Grumpy's treats your vehicle. That's a guarantee by my boy JR, Grumpy himself personally. And remember, Grumpy's right now is hiring ASE certified techs. They offer medical, dental, vision, retirement, depending on experience. Get that resume down to Grumpy's. Tell them you heard about it on the Ballgame show. This is Grumpy on a Monday. Warrior fan's grumpy. We'll be back.
It's time now for your local weather forecast. In LeGrand tonight, generally cloudy skies with periods of snow late, low of 28 degrees. For tomorrow, cloudy and windy with snow early in the day with a high near 37. In Baker City tonight, partly cloudy conditions, low of 26 degrees. And for tomorrow, cloudy and windy with snow and a high near 37. This weather forecast is brought to you by
Grand Ronde Hospital. Thank you for placing your health in our hands and giving us the opportunity to serve you.
Grand Ronde Hospital.
On now, get the max for your tax during our annual tax refund sale at Courtesy Home Furnishings Baker and Self-Service Furniture LeGrand. Your tax refund goes a long way because we've cut prices store-wide. Plus, get an extra 25% off retail on select items when you use your tax refund. It's your chance to spruce up your home and save on the brand name furniture and mattresses that you know and trust. Listen to this. Sofas as low as $299. Recliners start at $279. Queen mattress as low as $199. Do you have poor credit? No credit? Well, you're approved. And don't forget to ask about our cash discounts. See either store for details. Remember, we have factory direct buying power and we negotiated special pricing just for this event. You never pay retail. On now, get the max for your tax during the annual tax refund sale at Courtesy Home Furnishings Baker City and Self-Service Furniture LeGrand.
The loss of a loved one is an emotional time. What you need is one less thing to worry about. Does advanced planning make sense for you or your loved ones? We not only offer a wide range of services, but a custom of caring and a well-earned tradition of trust. At this difficult time, your thoughts should be with them, and with us, they can be.
Daniel's Knopp, Funeral, Cremation, and Life Celebration Center on 7th Street in LeGrand.
More than 7.7 million American teenagers participate in high school sports every year, including about 101,000 here in Oregon. They're all learning essential life lessons, like the importance of hard work, time management, and self-discipline. Skills that are helping them become better leaders and more active, responsible citizens. This message presented by the Oregon School Activities Association and the Oregon Athletic Directors Association.
This is Damian Lillard of your Trailblazers. I believe it's on us to make sure kids have places to play. With the Motor Assist program, every Blazer assist on the court leads to better places to play in our community. Because the next assist can start a movement in a young person's health, attitude, and life.
Dame throws a pass far side McCollum, a three on the way. Ring it up!
Baker City, join the movement. Vote now at trailblazers.com/assist for your Geyser Pullman Park to receive the donation to build an all-abilities playground.
My name is Joe Thompson. I'm 29, and thanks to my college degree, I'm a systems analyst. And the college me would tell you.
I wouldn't be here without Big Brothers Big Sisters. My big brother believed in me, and to a 7-year-old,
that means a lot. My big brother's name is Phil, and Phil is the reason that this 7-year-old grows up to be a systems analyst.
Whether you donate money or time, you're helping Big Brothers Big Sisters help a child. Start something today at bigbrothersbigsisters.org. Brought to you by Big Brothers Big Sisters and the Ad Council.
It's time now for a community calendar update. Every Monday through Friday, the Community Connection Senior Dining Center in Baker City serves up lunch at 11:30 a.m. There is a suggested donation of $4.50 for persons 16 over and a cost of $6.25 for persons under 60. Stop by Community Connection of Baker County, located at 2810 Cedar Street in Baker City, to take a look at the menu and see what else is offered. Grand Ronde Radio Amateurs Association is inviting everyone to attend their monthly business meeting every fourth Tuesday of the month. The meeting is held at the LeGrand Fire Station classroom starting at 6 p.m. If you've ever been interested in ham radio or are curious about it, this is a great meeting to attend to ask questions about the hobby and the service. For more information, contact Tyson at 541-910-2784 or visit online w7gra.org. This community calendar update is brought to you by LeGrand Gold and Silver, family-owned and managed, and your trusted local experts for fine jewelry and precious metals. Shop LeGrand Gold and Silver's full line of quality jewelry, gifts, and coins.
Started baseball's famous streak that's got us all aglow. He's just a man and not a freak. Joltin' Joe DiMaggio.
Joe DiMaggio, we want you and I.
It's pretty crazy to think that baseball season, I mean, the Mariners have that first game in Tokyo versus Oakland. What is that like? The 20th, the 21st? Right around there, like sometime next week? And those games count. That is officially opening day or whatever it is. For me, the real opening day is going to be at T-Mobile Park on Thursday, March 28th. I will be in attendance that game. There will not be a ball game show that day. I'm excited for another season of Mariners baseball, I guess. But opening day is always a different feel. That's one of those sports bucket lists I would highly recommend. If you can get to an opening day, go to opening day. Every team's got the same record. There's all this optimism in the air. You know, the nice weather for most cities by then has returned. You're not sweating any of that. It's a fun day going to opening day, whatever team you're watching play. You know, I mean, probably better if you're watching teams other than the Mariners. Anyway, been a lot of stuff going on today in NFL free agency. The Honey Badgers going to the Chiefs. He got a mega deal. Landon Collins is going to the Redskins. He got a bigger deal. A couple of safeties there. We'll see what's next for Earl Thomas. Nick Foles, he's with the Jags. $88 million, 4-year deal. 50 guaranteed. Deshaun Jackson is headed back to Philly. The Buccaneers have traded him to the Eagles. The Lions go real big today. 3 ex-Patriots. Okay? They bring in Trey Flowers, pass rusher. They bring in Danny Amendola, wide receiver. They bring former Seahawk and Patriot cover corner out of the nickel, Justin Coleman. In addition, the Patriots also signed Pittsburgh Steelers tight end Jesse James. Not the Patriots, the Lions. The Detroit Lions, Matt Patricia, signed all 4 of those guys today. At least it'll become official on Wednesday when they can officially put ink to paper. I want to go to another story. breaking news coming into the Super Talk radio studio here on the Johnny Ballgame Show. Breaking news. UFC star Conor McGregor has been arrested in South Florida for smashing the cell phone of someone who was trying to take his picture. According to the Miami Beach police report, the 30-year-old Conor McGregor was arrested this afternoon, today, and charged with strong armed robbery and criminal mischief. The report says McGregor was leaving the Fontainebleau Miami Beach, is that a hotel, shortly after 5 a.m. this morning when a 22-year-old attempted to take his picture. Police say McGregor slapped the cell phone out of the man's hand and then stomped on the phone several times. Investigators say Conor McGregor then grabbed the phone and left the area. Police later found McGregor at his local address. They arrested him, and he was being held on a $12,500 bond. I'm sure he went ahead and picked that one up. McGregor's defense attorney issued the following statement. Conor McGregor was involved in a minor altercation involving a cell phone that resulted in a call to law enforcement. Mr. McGregor appreciates the response of law enforcement and pledges his full cooperation, closed quote. The article goes on to say McGregor previously entered a plea deal in Brooklyn last summer, stemming from the incident at the Barclays Center April 5th when he was caught on video throwing a metal dolly to the window of a bus stationed inside the Barclays Center loading dock. The plea required McGregor to keep a clean record for a year, as well as serve 5 days of community service and attend an anger management program. Yeah, Conor McGregor and anger management, that'd be something I'd love to see. McGregor has not fought since October when he lost to Khabib. Both fighters were suspended by the Nevada State Athletic Commission for their part in the brawl afterwards. Anyway, Conor McGregor arrested today. Thoughts on this on the Farmers Insurance Hotline, 541-963-4122. Is this just Conor McGregor just, you know what, being tired of people putting cell phones in his face and he just lost it? I mean, there's no real way to kind of defend this. I mean, that's just part of the deal. That's part of the celebrity. That's part of being the cool guy, Conor McGregor, is that 22-year-old dudes want to get up to you and take pictures of you with their cell phone, dude. Like, that is so part of this thing now. And if you're going to argue that type of stuff, then, dude, don't be famous. Don't be famous. 963-4122. Seems like there's always something with this guy. I'll tell you this. Conor McGregor had better hope that he can still fight and that he can still kick some butt. He better hope that, because Conor McGregor has lost 3 out of his last 4 fights, if you include the boxing match he lost to Floyd Mayweather. Okay? Throw in the Nate Diaz, throw in the Khabib. He's lost 3 of his last 4 fights. He's 1-3 in his last 4. So he better hope that he's still ready to be, Conor Mick butt kicker. He better hope that he still has at least that, where he can get into an octagon and make you look silly and put on the show that Conor can put on. That's what makes Conor McGregor Conor McGregor. He is an entertainer. I mean, he is the closest thing that MMA, his sport, has had to, the legendary entertainers like we've had in boxing. And I don't want to compare him to Muhammad Ali. There's a lot of entertainers we've had in boxing that put on one heck of a show. Sugar Ray Leonard, for example. I mean, there are a lot of entertainers. Oscar De La Hoya put on a heck of a show. A lot of them do. And in MMA, a lot of times, I've noticed, that the personalities just aren't there as much as they've been there in boxing historically. Conor McGregor came to the UFC scene, and he took that whole league over. And he was polarizing, and folks love Conor McGregor. They like watching him fight. They like watching him talk. They like the McGregor interview. They think he comes from where he comes from, which is true. There's nothing fake about Conor McGregor. That's what his fans love about him. You get what you get. And he got arrested today because some 22-year-old kid put a cell phone in his face trying to take his picture. McGregor stole the phone from him, threw it on the ground, stepped on it a couple times, and then picked it up and took it. And that's theft. He stole the kid's phone. The charge, strong armed robbery and criminal mischief. Now, obviously, it's not going to put him in Shawshank Redemption for the rest of his life. I'm not insinuating that either. But man, when you are a global mega star like Conor McGregor is, and you're going to lose your cool to the point where one 22-year-old slap turd cell phone is going to cause this. Just a 22-year-old bumble turd just wants your picture. Just a nerdy little 22-year-old taking a picture of you at 5 a.m. coming into a hotel or something. You know what? Sometimes, look, Connor, sometimes you just got to let some stuff go. Like I talk about on this show, it's just so easy to be a swell guy. At least it is for me. Just to not be a total jerkwad. Everybody stinks. Nothing impresses me. Everybody's a moron. That guy. Well, that guy's not in the room in my house very often. I'm not sitting with that guy at bench warmers very often. I want positivity. I want nice folks. I want a dude where, hey man, can I take your picture real quick? Yeah, sure. Take my picture. We're good. Cool. That's all it would have taken for Conor McGregor. Put your arm around the 22-year-old little geek. Let him take his selfie with you. Tap him on the back of the head and say, hey, good luck, Sonny. And move on. And be a nice guy. And then that kid, the rest of his life, will talk about you a lot. And he'll say nice things. He'll speak well of you. Oh, yeah, I met Conor McGregor. Yeah, met him. Met him outside a hotel. I got this picture. You know, he told me best luck. He patted me on the back of the head, gave me a little hug like he was a cool guy. Now, this kid's going to say the absolute opposite. Conor McGregor is the biggest jerk face I've ever met in my life. And he's going to tell that story 5,000 times about Conor McGregor being a jerkwad. All you got to do, pause, smile, give a little peace sign, and give the little nerd his photo. Look, if you're a top 10 in popular athletes on this planet, which I think McGregor is just about, he's like top 10 on the whole planet. Dudes are going to take pictures of you. It's going to happen, man. And this was just one little yahoo 22-year-old turd fart who wanted to take a picture of you at 5 a.m. That's it. Let the little turd fart take his picture and then just move on. You don't have to grab the phone from the turd fart, step on it 4 times, and pick it up and keep it. It's so easy just to be a swell guy, just not to be a jerk. And it got the best of Conor McGregor there. And I'm sure there's 1,000 people who have great Conor McGregor stories. Yeah, I met Conor McGregor. He bought me picked up a round of booze at the bar. Oh, he's so cool. I'm sure there's those stories. You probably just caught him at a bad time. Everybody has bad times. But unfortunately, when you are a Conor McGregor and you have a bad time like this, yeah, you end up getting arrested. And now it's just a bad look. And all you had to do was stop for 4 seconds, and take a picture with a little 22-year-old little turd fart. That's all you had to do. Ace Hardware finale coming up.
You wouldn't buy a movie you haven't seen yet. You'd rent it first, then you'd buy later once you fall in love with it. That's why more and more folks who've never owned a self-propelled sprayer are leasing from Apache Sprayers. Apache Sprayers are outfitted with the latest precision technology, simple to operate and maintain, and downright affordable to own or lease. With annual loan payments starting at only $24,000, it's a blockbuster coming to a field near you. Talk to an Apache Sprayers dealer in your area or visit apachesprayers.com/leasing for full pricing details.
I'm Bree Troutman with American Family Insurance. Are you currently renting your home or apartment? If so, are your possessions protected? They should be. At American Family Insurance, we offer extremely low rates when it comes to renter's insurance. You'd be surprised how affordable renter's insurance policies are and how quick getting a quote can be. Come see Bev or myself at 109 Depot Street in downtown LeGrand. Make sure your dreams are protected.
American Family Insurance.
The current Northeast Oregon road conditions are as follows. On I-84, there are no road closures to report at this time. Clear roads are being reported in the Meacham and Cabbage Hill area, as well as the Ladd Canyon and Baker City areas too. There is a minimum chain restriction in effect, though. You are required to carry chains or traction tires regardless of current conditions. For more road condition updates, stay tuned throughout the day or visit tripcheck.com.
Ballgame show, bench warmers, pub and grill. Let's get you your Ace Hardware finale. Ace is the helpful place. 2 locations. I got Thatcher's Ace Hardware in Baker City and Ace Hardware in LeGrand. It's your go-to for everything from mechanic tools, power tools, woodworking tools, plumbing and electrical supplies, you name it. All types of fixtures at Ace Hardware. Ace is the helpful place. Let's hit up the hotline here. Let's finish the show with one final caller. Caller, welcome to the program. What you got for us today?
Hey, this is Lee, and I feel that Conor McGregor was a total butt. He took more time being a butt and throwing a tantrum than if he would have just done what he was supposed to and be a human being. He would have been okay, but now he's in all kinds of trouble.
Isn't it weird? Like, I get it. It's 5 a.m. He's probably real tired. He's been up all night. He wants to just get to his hotel and go to bed. But there's just one little 22-year-old kid. There's not a mess of 100 people trying to get at him. It's one kid saying, hey, Connor, can I take your picture? Taking his picture. And he has to be a jerk about it. You're right. He got himself into a whole heap of trouble where it would have taken him 5 seconds just to be a swell guy, pose for the picture, and say, hey, get out of here, kid. That's all he had to do.
Yeah, all he had to do was pose for a picture. It would have took him maybe a minute at the longest, or in a couple times, say a couple things to him or something, and then now he's total being everybody thinks he's a butt anyway.
Yeah, and this is kind of his reputation. Yeah, certainly preceded him on this one, but it's
his
not.
Reputation is getting him, and his whole demeanor has changed, and his reputation is totally gone back asswards.
Lee, appreciate you, pal. Good call.
Take care, bud. Bye.
Ballgame show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. Got to get you out of here again. Ace is the helpful place. Tomorrow, 3 p.m. What am I thinking? 3 p.m. we get this thing going again. Blazers, Clippers tomorrow from L.A., 7:30 tip-off. That's going to be a big one there. You got the Zags starting here in a second. Lots of stuff going on tonight. Ballgame show, Benchwarmers Pub and Grill. That's all I got.
Here for the entire country. Certainly politics is still at play, but right now people need food. They need water. What was a profound electricity crisis has now also even made people that were already just living on the edge